And when we whoop enough ass, everybody gonna get in line and do right.
All right, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Welcome, everyone. We are live and we are direct. Our topic for today's discussion: the global fallout in the age of Trump. We're going to look at some things worldwide, come back home and look at things here in the great U.S. of A. Since Trump has become president, he came in as president, not very quietly, but he came in very bold and making some swift decisions that needed to be made. But we're going to take a look and stop and see. I guess for one thing, we should start with Trump said that he was elected by the majority of the American people, that he had a mandate to do everything that he's doing. So the question I want to start out is, did he really have a mandate, or was the candidate that he was facing was just so bad that hardly nobody would really, put their vote behind her? Which is it? Sis Cassie, we'll start with you.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you, it's some things that and it could be where he had a mandate. It could be. Mm-hmm. Because these people loved him. These people think that this is his God. These people have put this man on a pedestal, and sometimes God will grant you your wish just to show you who you really are. Just to show you who you really are. So yeah, it could be where he was appointed for the end times. It could be. And I think everything, you know me, I think it's everything is done for a reason. Okay. And I believe that, yeah, he could be up there for a reason to bring all this stuff to a head. And he's going to be the one that's going to show his people, you know what I'm saying? He's going to start that civil war. He's going to start them to fight against each other. And like I keep telling black folk, when they start fighting against each other, you go sit your behind down, get your popcorn, and let them do what they do to each other. Sit down somewhere, get out the way. But if they come to you, have your little candy bars ready. So if you have to defend yourself. But if you don't have to defend yourself, go over there, have a seat, eat your popcorn, and watch these two fools. Because when the young man came, who's that? Zelensky, he just came, right? What did he say? He told Trump, he said, "You don't know war, but you will soon." What's that mean? That spoke volumes when I heard it. That to me spoke volumes. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to see civil war. We're going to see war right here in this land because we so used to seeing it in other places. Oh yeah, these crackers got to get it. We're going to see it on this land. But like I said, black folk, y'all back up, have a seat, go eat your popcorn. Okay. Let them do what they do. That's all they know how to do. And I rest my mic with that.
All right. Thank you, Sister Cassie. Brother Isaiah, what say you?
I'm just seeing, I'm sorry, but I'm just seeing on X over 170 wildfires across 4,000 acres are raging across South Carolina. North Carolina, you got it. So it's a state of emergency. But anyway,
North Carolina got what?
South Carolina.
Oh, okay. I was like, North Carolina?
Yeah.
I was like, what a fire is that? Because I'm in North Carolina. What you talking about?
I think you haven't had enough. Yeah. I feel you. You looking at me like, what?
Over there, honey. That little city is terrible. You couldn't give me a house in South Carolina. I swear. No, thank you. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I feel you. Hey, everybody, Emil, welcome, and Willie Rivers. So I had an opportunity to. I'm trying to summarize it in the most shortest way possible. So excuse me if I go over, but Trump did win a mandate to do what he said he was going to do. which was the border, which was bringing everything back home, which was to allow Americans to affiliate themselves with the government in a more direct manner or indirect manner in regard to eliminate eliminate DEI, welfare, and so on and so on. But what I am seeing is the inevitable uh, control, and I can't confirm it, but based on what I've seen and what I've heard, that his actions are being controlled, knowing that his son-in-law is a Jew or wannabe Jew, right? By the uh, rightist, leftist, middleist Jews who have all of this power. But there's an old saying that goes like power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I truly believe when you don't have or feel that you don't have any boundary to respect somebody else's humanity, somebody else's lives, somebody else's rights, you're going to go and do what you want to do when you want to do it. And so uh, with Trump, and I don't know what he's planning. I think he did just bomb Syria, if I'm not mistaken, or one of those. Um, that he's going to use that mother of all bombs, or how you say the mother of all? Yeah, the Moab. Yeah, the mother of all bombs. And they are truly planning this, and it will be soon, based on what I've seen and heard. Right. So we are under an immense amount of political and economic pressure. The United States is, and Trump. To whatever degree that he may go on ahead and do it or not do it, because Hamas is saying, don't do it because, you're going to suffer. We ain't going to suffer. We've been through hell and back. We know what the deal is. We can't be down, no more down than where we are. And so I truly believe, based on what I've seen, that Trump is going to go on ahead and do what he want to do when he want to do it, because white folks are right and they got all the power and they ain't got to answer to nobody. And when they do it, it's going to be a French Riviera on the Mediterranean, according to Trump. So even though it might not look like he's going to do it, the man is a simpleton. You know what I mean? Every business he ever had failed. His own professor at the university called him the dumbest student he ever had. The man is not smart. His daughter didn't even know what that word. She didn't. I want to say conflict, but that's not it. But Gail did an interview, Oprah's girlfriend, and asked her, "Is it complicit?" That's what it was. The bitch didn't even know what the. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I knew what goddamn complicit was when I was in that goddamn 8th grade, motherfucker. And this bitch went to some high class university, I forget which, with an Ivy League. And you mean to tell me you don't know what complicit means? And her dumbass goddamn husband, Jared, right? I think his name is Jared. Jared Kushner, right? His daddy got him into Harvard. He paid, I think, $2 million to get him in. So what we are dealing with are white folks who don't know a motherfucking thing. They are beneficiaries of greatness, no, of circumstances. Because when World War II was over, all those European countries were broke, except and bombed out, except the United States. And it was a perfect opportunity to help, no, to put all those countries on a leash, an economic leash that allowed the dollar to be the chief currency across all of Europe and other countries that were suffering from devastation. So it's not as if they, America won this war, won that war, did this, did that. It was a matter of circumstance that allowed America to be the juggernaut of the economy that it is now. But you can see that white folks always run shit into the ground. They always did that. They did it in Egypt, they did it in Greece and Rome, and now they're doing it after Spain. And so when I'm looking back and I see all of what has happened, the only thing that I can see that will happen is the fall of white folks and the rise of black folks. I'll throw it back at you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Isaiah. I want to welcome Baba Rashan to the program. He's in the house. Peace and blessings. Baba is definitely a pleasure any and every time that he gets to stop by. So it's definitely an honor to have him. We got Emil in the audience. Peace and blessings, Brother Emil. It is always good to see you as well. We got Brother Willie Rivers. Peace and blessings, Brother Willie. Great to see you. Sister Sheila Neal. Peace and blessings. And it is great to see you as well. And again, our topic today, global fallout in the age of Trump. One thing about when Trump was elected, and I do think the whole election thing is a scam, because you had other people like Gavin Newsom could have ran for president. Cuomo, even though he was sat down in New York, he still could have ran for president. But they let a lesser candidate who everybody could sell would know, ain't no way in hell she gonna be no damn president. It's just not going to happen. But yet they ran her anyway. The whole thing of way they did Biden definitely, to me, seemed to be a setup. It seemed to be a situation where they wanted to definitely get in there who they wanted to get in there. And so now there's like a global reset in the mannerisms of how things are going. It begins to show people exactly what the world stage looks like and who's real and who's punctified. When you look at Trump and King Abdullah from Jordan, and Trump punked him right there in the White House in front of the world to see. When you look at Trump and Netanyahu, when you break that video down, and we'll get into that video as well, you can see the look on Netanyahu's face as Trump is, saying that the Palestinians have been under terrorism, that the Palestinians have, been treated unfairly. I mean, and Netanyahu is looking and he's looking at him like, what are you saying? What are you saying? Of course, Netanyahu wasn't expecting that. And then also when we get to the big fight between Zelensky, J.D. Vance, and Trump, some people were offended and saying the American pride was hurt and all that bullshit. Me personally, I enjoyed watching that. Me personally, I enjoyed it. When Russia and the Ukraine first got into it, Putin said, there are Nazis. There are real Nazis in the Ukraine that we're fighting. For real. What did the Ukrainians show the Africans that were in the Ukraine going to school then? They was whooping their ass and calling them nigger this, nigger that, and they were running from different ends trying to get away. Even one African ran into the police station and said, hey, they out there whooping us, killing us. And the police said, get out. Sent them right back out there. Now, these are the people that you want to spend your hard-earned dollars to protect. So for me to see Zelensky get told off in the manner that he was, and then after the shit was over, told, get the fuck out the house. I appreciated that. I really like that. It's a difference from when Netanyahu came and Obama was the president. And if y'all can remember, the whole news said Netanyahu talked to Obama like he was a boy. Like he was a boy. Another one said that Netanyahu talked to Obama like he was a dog. And then Obama even said, y'all talk to me like I'm a dog. And white folks was like, what does he mean? Well, you know damn well what he mean. You know damn well what he meant. And so when we're looking at these different scenarios, before we go to each and break it down, and I welcome Earth Angel 1105 Remix to the program. To me, Trump embodies what America is really about. He ain't gonna be politically correct. Fuck that. He don't give a shit about that. He wants to be braggadocious. He wants to show I'm the man on the scene, and what the hell you gonna do about it? He is the real example of what America is. He embodies the temperature of what white America really is. And for some, black, white, whatever, they are afraid of that because they don't want to deal with the reality. They would rather deal with a Biden who be smiling in your face and don't mean a damn thing that he tell you, kiss you on your fanny, kiss you on your side, and turn around and put his foot up your ass and tell you, get the fuck out of my face. So what are your thoughts when you're listening and you're looking at Trump? Does Trump embody America? Does Trump show, hey, this is what America is about? Sister Cassie.
Absolutely. Everything you see, he represents America. He's part of their plan. That's why he got back in office. He's part of their plan. He gonna do what he want to do. He gonna say what he want to say. He gonna write all the the laws he wants to. He just gonna do whatever he wants to do because he can. Because that's what most white folk do. They do what they want to do on these jobs. They do what they want to do. They fire, they hire, you make this amount, they can make this amount. They do what they want to do. That's what it's about. They think they're in charge, but they get where to find out that they're not. And as far as Zelensky and the Africans and how they treated them, take your behind back home. Build up your own country. Most of them have degrees anyway. Why are you there? Taking that abuse. You have a degree. Take your behind back and build up your own country. Period. Why do we have to tell you? You are in the richest country in the world, but white folk didn't convince you that you're in a shithole country, right? But they come into your country for minerals. They're coming to your country for diamonds. They're coming to your country for what they need to build up their country. And they got lights all the time, but you sitting up there going through darkness. An hour of darkness here, an hour of darkness here. Your roads jacked up, except the part where the Chinese are in. Their roads are fine. In Africa, in a black country, you allow them to come in and get treated better than you. Come on now. Come on. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with the picture? What's wrong with any of this? You got South Africans fighting for white South Africans who want to be sovereign, who wants to separate and have their own South Africa. Get the hell out. Go back to Denmark and you can separate all you want. You can't do that in South Africa. And the president that's allowing it, he's just of a puppet than all the rest of them. The only one that I see that's doing what they need to do is Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Sierra Leone. Those are the only ones that's doing what they need to do. And I'm hoping and praying it'll spread to the rest. But you got a whole lot of presidents that don't even like Burkina Faso president because he's not a puppet, because they don't have the balls that he's got to do the right thing by their people. They scared of dying. He ain't scared to die. He gonna do what he want to do with his people and dare you to come over there. Now that's what I like. That's what I'm rooting. Come on, let's go, let's go. Let's get more of that. But no, Trump represents America, honey. We ought to know that. Everything he is representation.
Mm-hmm.
Is what America stands for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll rest with that one.
Thank you, Sister Cass. Brother Isaiah, what say you?
It's going to be one. There's no doubt in my mind that what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? You just can't keep doing evil and things without it affecting you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and all of that, right? And so when I'm looking at Trump and the world in which we are living in, the world of the white man's matrix of lies and deceit, at what point do you recognize that and say enough is enough? And now we're saying enough is enough. Black folk, right? So we're sitting not only back, we're sitting black. We're getting our shit together and we're going to take over. Because to be honest with you, we talked about this, Sister Kathy and Brother Marie, that the only man, the only woman that can beat the fuck out of white folk is the black man and woman. We did this shit once before in Egypt, once again in Greece and Rome, and now the inevitable is here. Islam is spreading. That sword will be literally cutting their motherfucking heads off. We're not playing. The Islamic Brotherhood, or how do you say the Muslim Brotherhood, it's not playing. Our time is now. Their time is over. And I'm saying this because I really want people to see and to understand that evil don't last always. It never did. It always destroys itself in the end, and those who partake in it always, ALWAYS, and in all ways, ALLWAYS, right? So with time, I'm not talking about no 50 years from now or 100 years from now, 5 years at the most. Because what we are seeing is the mandate of the heavens. The bones in the valley are coming together. There is no doubt in my mind that we are the covenant people. There's no doubt in my mind that the only people who can really set this world upon the throne of God, the throne of righteousness, justice, truth, and I heard that from Minister Farrakhan last night or the day before. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We are the only ones, the black men, the black woman, black people, have the intelligence, quote, the IQ, and then you got the EQ, right? The ability to feel. I can't remember what it was, but you got the intelligent quotient, the IQ, and then you got the emotional quotient. That's what I was trying to say. The EQ. So we have the ability to think, right? But we also have the ability to feel beyond our senses. And that is something white folks ain't gonna never have. They ain't got it. They have no soul. They have no subconscious, no conscious. They're only acting out of spite, hate, you name it. And with that being known, nation Islamic. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Brother Ema. I really believe that we are at the end of the world as we know it, and a new world is coming. That world will be done, ruled, and controlled by the black man and woman. And as before, our positions of power and strength, political, economic, spiritual, and physical, will be manifested again on the geopolitical and economic spheres of the world and stage of the world. And that roar of that lion cannot be denied. It can't. Because now we're at a crossroad. Either we're going to continue uh, down this road of stupidity of the white man and crash this motherfucking car into the valley of distress, aggravation, frustration, you name it, whatever negative that you can think of. Or we're going to take the wheel of the car and gear it, direct it down the road to justice. And that is what is going to happen. No more white man doing nothing. Because he had no ability to rule fairly and justly. And just like Minister Farrakhan said, they're only here to rule based on their personality, on their character. And that character is pure evil. That's all what they always done. And every time they ruled, they fell out of favor. Because at that point, the black man or woman took it back. So I'll throw it back at you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Isaiah. You know, understanding the realities of the land when we're dealing with Trump and some of the things that he says, some of the things that he does. We know that he did a mass firing. I believe it's up to maybe 60,000 people have lost their jobs, and that number is still going to climb. Now, looking and understanding where he's talking about he needs to cut government spending. And one of the biggest part of government spending is the employee payroll. So he's going through and he's rounding up new hires and firing them. And he's firing so-called big wigs. But do y'all think that that is something really beneficial to America to go in and trying to fix the budget by going out and literally firing quote unquote American citizens? And in my understanding of it, it's more white folks that are being terminated and losing their jobs than us. What do y'all think about that, Sis Cassie?
What did they say about you will own nothing and love it? What did they say about that? They say it's gonna get to a point where you're not even gonna own your own home. They're trying to put everybody on a stipend. Remember, he talked about giving people like $5,000 or whatever. That's a part of the reset. That's a part of, if I take your job, which a lot of AI is going to take a lot of jobs. I keep telling people, if you're not into this computer or the medical field, you're probably not going to work. If you working at McDonald's, you working at you can see even at Walmart's right now, they have these lines where you working for yourself. You check it out. You got the nerves to want to go ahead and check your own groceries out and then get a discount. I don't use them lines. I have a whole fit when I have to, because you didn't train me to work for Walmart. So my thing is, why are we so apt to do that? But like they said, you will own nothing and you're gonna love it. They talking about these 15-minute cities. That means you're not going to visit grandma in Maryland. You're not going to visit if you living in Virginia. If you living in Virginia, you're not going to DC. This is what they say. So I think this is all a part of the reset. That as far as money, I keep telling people, you got a lot of money, get it out the bank. You got to invest in some other stuff, because I'm telling you, when they go in there and they shut them banks down, what you gonna do? If you still got money in them banks, you should be having you're safe in your home. This is what you need to do. So if you got money in the bank, you got a 401k, you need to be reinvesting that even right now. I think Bitcoin, we're going to talk a little bit about that. You need to be, now I see right now, Bitcoin is going down. This is the time to buy, family, because that thing going to shoot back up. You got to get in now. It's going down. Get in, buy your coins, and it's going to go back up. So don't even worry about that. But that's a good investment right now. And then you make your winnings, you get your winnings, you come out. But we have got to stop using these banks as a place to store your money. because I do believe that this is all a part of the plan. And it may seem like it's the dumbest idea, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think like so many thousands of federal workers got laid off, right? If I'm not mistaken, like it was a bunch of them, right? I'm just saying,
More to come.
it was his people. I thought the number was way higher than that, Maurice. Though you said 40.
Yes.
Look that up to be sure, because I thought it was like a bunch of numbers. I thought it was like, we're talking about maybe 200,000. Look it up to see, because I think there was federal workers, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm telling you, that's a lot of his people. Okay, yes, we have black folk working in the government, but a lot of they folk working in there too. Okay, and we talking about even IRS. I was asking my husband, like, do we even file taxes? If you getting rid of the IRS, are we what we doing? Are we filing taxes, or what we do? I'm just trying to wait to see what they doing.
Exactly.
I mean, what we filing taxes, what we sending them, if they get, he fired a lot of them folk from IRS. So what are we doing? Are we filing taxes this year, y'all? What y'all doing? I'm just saying. But it's just real weird. But a lot of stuff he's gonna do just don't make sense. Trump don't make no sense to me sometimes. And when he talks about tariffs, 100% tariffs, I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, you know you're gonna hurt yourself, right? You talking about 100% tariffs on them, which is gonna impact us. So yeah, and I think somebody kind of talked him down. But a lot of stuff that he's doing just is not making sense to me, and I'll rest with that.
Okay, so here it says more than, so I was wrong on my number. Additionally, more than 75,000 federal workers have accepted the buyout offer, according to the Trump administration's official.
75,000 accepted the buyout, huh? Wow. So they didn't actually get fired. Well, I guess they did, huh?
They did get fired.
Man, that's crazy. Wow. I thought, man, God, that's crazy. That's a lot of people. And he's not done. He's not done. Because he's talking about getting rid of the IRS. Ain't that what he said? He want to get rid of the IRS. He want to take over the post office, which the post office, I don't know if he could do that, because it's not even federally owned. It's privately owned. Okay, so I don't know how he's going to do that with the post office. I don't know how that's going to happen. But this dude is not very bright.
Exactly. So, okay. So this thing actually says there were 220,000 federal employees with less than a year of tenure as of May of 2024, according to the data from the Office of Personnel Management. So 75,000 federal workers accepted the buyout. The total of the two groups, nearly 300,000 workers, would make these additional amounts to be the largest job cuts in American history.
That's now that don't even sound right. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, a lot of people, when I see Emil asked about even the biologist and the study of the ocean and stuff, I'm telling you, if you can do that electronically, if you can do computerized, anything computers, it's gonna be fine. But if you're not into computers and AI, and even repairing AI, repairing the electric cars, that's good. But the medical field, nursing, that you look at, you're gonna work a longer time. But eventually, even truck drivers, they trying to get to the place where they're driving, using robots to drive these trucks. So a lot of jobs gonna be gone, y'all. So just be careful what you guys going into now. Just be very careful, because a lot of this stuff is getting ready to be eliminated. A lot of jobs, and they're going to be paying you stipend because they want to have that more control over you, so they'll be able to control you more. And that's what it's all about, taking away your dollar and giving you an allowance. And if you don't use that allowance at a certain time, they're going to take it. This thing getting ready to change. From what we really know, it's getting ready to change. They were talking about 15-minute cities where you won't even be able to go outside of your city. So this thing is getting ready to look a whole lot different than what Americans are used to. And a lot of Americans say it will never get there. Oh, it's coming. Trust me. Trump is not in office for no reason. He is part of the plan. Okay? He's part of the plan. So you need to be thinking about your own little business that you can do right now. But if it has nothing to do with computers, it's not going to flow. Not going to fly. All right.
Definitely. Brother Isaiah, your thoughts?
You know, it always go back to white folks thinking they know every motherfucking thing. They don't know shit. Oh, DEI is for niggas. Welfare is for niggas. What was it? Set aside or whatever the case was. I forget the actual. You know what I'm saying. All that was for niggas. But the main ones that were getting it were white folks. White. Nigga, you just taking up all of Section 8. Give us something. Nigga, what about the food? The food stamps. Nigga, I'm just tired of you nigga. But wait a minute, motherfucker, you the nigga. You don't want getting all of this motherfucking shit. We ain't getting shit. Not a motherfucking dime. But you see, it always works itself out. White folks are all up in arms because, I seen one white woman talking about she lost her job and she said, I'm not black. What the fuck you mean? Yeah, yeah. Black means with absence of color, motherfucker. That's what that is. You are the black people. Alright? Alright. 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 So here we go. Even Trump is talking about getting rid of the Mongoloid Indian because they're not the real Indians and giving it all to the real Indians who are black people. Dude, man, this is my prediction. And it ain't going to be long. That the world is going to have to pay us all this anti-Semitic bullshit that they've been saying and been doing. All the money, hundreds of billions of dollars going to these fake ass Jews. They got to give it up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that because we are the real Jews. We are the real Indians. We are the real Chinese, Japanese, Nabinese, and look at this. We're everywhere and everybody doing everything. The white man is the most disruptive, psychopathic, delusional bunch of bitches and bastards that you would ever want to meet. And we know them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We know them. They whine and moan and bitch. And the funny thing about it is, they had, over the last 150, 200 years, whatever the case may be, let's just say 150, control of the world. Control of the motherfucking world. And these bitches still don't know how to maintain it. That should tell you about how dumb these motherfuckers are.
Exactly.
They call us monkeys, right?
And
But
savages.
hold on. You know what? According to Yale University and all of the top universities in the world that did a genetic test of the genetic IQ thing, you know what I mean? They found that the monkey, the chimpanzee, and the gorilla scored 4, 5, and 6. Do you know where white folks scored? 10? No. 8, 9? No. 8? No. 7? No. 6. They're just right above the monkey. And the only motherfucker I ever seen when I was coming up, I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure if you are just like me and you go and see a Tarzan motherfucker movie, the only motherfucker swinging from the goddamn tree are white folks. And you know what? Fuck all white folks. I throw it back at them.
All
They
right.
on some personal bullshit. That's all.
All right. Thank you, dear brother. What about this theory about Elon Musk? I see not Isaiah, but Brother Mill brought up Elon Musk as being the real president. What's your thoughts on Elon Musk? Is he's the man? in charge or he's just a puppet that's being used? Sister Cassie.
Well, didn't his son tell you? I mean, his son. What did his son tell? Where the baby get it from? Come on now. What money talk in this country, right? Money talks. He did the what's the salute Elon Musk did? Remember, he stood up there. I wish you could pull that thing up. He stood up there and he did the what's that salute? The German
Nazi
salute.
Mhm. Nazi salute.
Yes, he did it twice.
Yeah.
He stood in front of the camera, then he turned his back and did it again, didn't he?
Mhm.
And nobody said nothing. Nobody said a word. Now, if that had been Kanye West, they'd have took all his money. They'd have took every dime, right? But Elon Musk got up there and saluted, and his son told Trump what? Shut up. You ain't.
Shut up. You ain't the
Shut
president.
the hell up. You ain't the president. Where you get that from? I'm just saying. Baby out the mouth of babes, right?
Yeah.
He heard somebody say that.
He sure
Who
did.
did he hear tell you that?
Mhm.
Okay, he hearing some stuff at home. Because most kids get that mess from home. There you go. That's exactly right what he did. He saluted twice. And them crackers ain't say nothing. Then he turned around and saluted again. In front of the camera. Then he turned around, faced the wall, and saluted, did it again. Boy, you ain't tell me them crackers. And nobody saw that? Okay. And then his son turned around and told Trump to shut the hell up. What he said? He said one of them. Shut the hell up. He said one of them, right? It was something the 3-year-old here no better stand. So he heard it from somewhere. Okay, I'm just saying. I rest my mic with that. Out of the mouth of babes. Okay, he told us what it was. So y'all can be a fool and not listen if you want to. Okay. I rest with that one.
Brother Isaiah, Elon Musk.
Yeah, let me give you a little bit of background on Elon Musk, as well as some of the biggest, the wealthiest company that they run, whether it's Amazon or Tesla and stuff like that, right?
Money from? Come on, tell us where you get his money.
So, huh?
Tell
Say
us
what
where
now?
you get his money from. Where you get his money from?
Yeah. Look, now when it comes to Elon Musk and Tesla, now you know free energy has been around. He didn't start Tesla. He bought the idea from two other white guys, and then making it look just like with Bill Gates, making it look like he a genius, he a dumb motherfucker. The person who, just to give you a little bit of background with Bill Gates, he didn't do the programming. It was Stephen Jobs. Stephen Jobs was the one who saved Microsoft. If you didn't know that, now you know. Now, when you talk about Elon Musk, the man is not the creator of Tesla or all of the ingenuity behind Tesla. He's the spokesperson. And I wish I did send that video to you guys about the background of Elon Musk. I wish I could find it. But the man was a fraud. At one point during the creation of Tesla, he lied to get financing, which could have been easily found out about. And this was not no little bank. This was one of the big banks, Douche Bank or something like that, or however you say it, right? And he lied. I don't know if that's the bank, but it's one of the biggest banks, right? So he lied in regard to the financing and what Tesla is all about and all of it, and it went through. If it did not go through, Tesla would have gone under. It went through because white folks had an interest, financial, economic interest in Tesla. Tesla stock, hold on, let me check, but Tesla stock is valued at close to, if not over $1 trillion stock price. Hold on, it'll come up in a minute. I'm sorry, it don't fell off. It was 400 and some odd dollars, 292, $450. I seen it a long time ago. But the idea is that at some point you got to cut your ties, right? Just like MCI, it came out of nowhere, battle with AT&T, the David and Goliath story, and I remember, the stock went from 5 to 10 cents a share. And I was a little boy, but 10 cents a share to like $150, and then they had to not renege. They call it quit because a lot of financial chicanery was going on. So when it comes to Elon Musk, there's a lot of financial chicanery that is going on. And then when you look at the rising the automobile industry in Africa, and especially if you can look it up, Brother Marie, called NORD, which is the new car coming out of Africa. I mean, it is an EV, but with Tesla, you got to wait for like 3-4 hours for it to get charged back up. It takes 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. When you look at Chikambusu car, without a need to recharge, nothing, just keeps going and going and going. You're talking about trillions of dollars coming back into Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Burkina Faso. All of what was taken is now on its way back. And we're talking about quadrillions of dollars being poured back into Africa. And when Traore is becoming the president of the continent of Africa, however they may work that out, the game is over. Because right now, they're not giving Tesla lithium. And since they're not giving it, that means that the stock is going to fall off tremendously. And a lot of the other minerals that are indigenous, if I can say that right, that belong to Africa, the world and white folks can't have it because it's on lock, which is what we all this time needed to do. And so when Sankara was in office and he got killed, and you're looking at the rise of Traore finishing the job. So, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution because the will of the people must be heard, must be seen, must be felt, and must materialize in the world in which we live. And we are going to see within a couple of years, not about 3 to 5 years, the black man is back on the geopolitical, economic, spiritual, and physical stage. Because right now, with that microsonic energy device, I can guarantee you that the brightness, the intelligence of black folk worldwide and in Africa is going to make strides in that field. And you know what? It's a black man. This motherfucker, excuse my French, because I got to give this man his papers. You know what I mean? He got 4 PhDs and 7 master's degrees. It's a brother. And you know what? America wouldn't have the military it has if it wasn't for him. Dude, man, it's called the brain drain. And all we got to do is just come back home. Because we the one who got it all. They ain't white folks. We the one who designing Nike and Reebok and all of these shoes for the kind of style that has been popular for over 50 years since Nike came out. I think about 50 years ago. And so, with that being said, man, I see nothing but good things coming out of it. And the crash of this Tesla stock and the reawakening of ourselves. And we've always had it. And it's just like, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe. So we gotta Kaya la boca. We gotta buckle up our shoes, grab our nuts and dick, and man the fuck up. And the power has always been with us. We ain't gotta click no goddamn heels and shit like Wizard of Oz girl. We've always had the power. And the funny thing about it is that white folk got us thinking that all the speed that we got in our hand, we ain't got them. They got them. I rest my mic.
All right. Thank you, dear brother. I want to look at, as we move on, I want to look at where Trump was in Maine. And he was talking to, no, he wasn't in Maine. They were in D.C., but the governor of Maine was there as well at this event. And he asks, is the governor of Maine here? And she says, yeah, I'm here. And he says, you're not going to do what I'm saying about these men playing women's sports and dressing up and all that. And we'll go to the video and come back and discuss it. But it's something. It's something.
Two weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue because you'll never win another race. And it's just crazy. The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Down here,
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Oh man, that dude say whatever he wants to. I love it. I'm telling you, that dude ain't gonna lose, is he? He gonna have the last say. He told her. Oh my God.
That's what a narcissist does, sis. That's what a narcissist does,
I swear. He sat up there arguing with Zawinski on national television, did he not?
Mm-hmm.
He argued with that man on national television. That man made him look like a fool though because he ain't budged. He budged. He was like, well, you're gonna know war. And Trump said, don't tell us we're gonna feel good. Don't tell us what we're gonna feel. I'm like, dude, you are arguing on national television. That was so stupid. This dude just don't care. He don't care. They going back and forth. You at a news conference.
Exactly.
And you start arguing with a mayor.
Mm-hmm.
He don't care, do it. He
No,
don't care. He don't care. You gonna listen or else, huh?
Exactly.
Boy, I tell you,
Exactly.
that dude,
Exactly.
he got to go. He got to go.
It's something. I mean, because every industry bows down to Trump. I don't give a damn what it is. He just said the NCAA bowed down and said, "Okay, that's what you want to do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what you want to do." Universities, they all bowing down to kiss the ring. Whatever he say, that's what it's gonna be.
Ain't that something?
Maybe
he'll give black folk reparation. That's the one to do it right there. All you got to do is say, well, all you got to do is intimidate Trump by saying something about reparations, and he'll give it to you. I swear that's all you got to do because he always got to be on top. All he got to do is say, well, so-and-so was going to give it to us, right? Mm-hmm. And then he'll go, he got to outdo somebody else, right? Mm-hmm. This is who we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. He always got to be one up. Mm-hmm. So all you got to do is say, well, so-and-so was going to give it to us. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Was he? Okay, well, let me go ahead and do it. Hey, I'm just saying, he's mental. You got to use that mental psychological game on him. You can get easy you up from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Brother Isaiah, what say you? Should the Minnesota governor should she go ahead and stop wasting time and go ahead and bow? to the new king?
Man, look, yeah, I agree. Because there's only really two sexes. I'm a staunch believer that all these gay ass motherfuckers need to get their asses up, take that ball out their ass that they put in there, or the rat, or whatever the fuck they got going on that they like to do between themselves, and get your ass back in the closet. This is a mental illness. Why the fuck would you want to have? Why would a man want to compete with a woman? It doesn't compute in my brain, and I'm honestly, uh, damn, it's just unfathomable that the governor, who's supposed to have the best interest of her constituents
Right.
and mine, this
Mhm.
ain't it.
They don't
This
do
is it's a power grab. It's a I'm gonna go along to get along because these people got power in the vote and they might vote. Man, who gives a fuck? Stand tall, stand firm, and grab your goddamn clip. That's what the fuck you gotta do. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Shit, fuck it. Because you gotta stand on what's right, and this ain't right. And a lot of women have fought for their ability to compete with other women, and I found it egregious. Remember that guy, this so-called woman from some Middle East country, and they were saying that that's a woman, that's a woman. They found out it was a motherfucking guy, and she won like $1 million. But uh, the guy, yeah, she won $1 million because everybody thought that she was a girl. Found out she's a guy.
Mm.
See, so a lot of these, it's totally egregious, but a lot of these females work hard, man, to go to the Olympics or work hard to compete in their respective uh, professional or sport. And they need to be protected and they need to be able to win amongst women, not some faggy ass guy who thinks he's a woman. Fucking ridiculous. And, all the prize money, it just, that they lost is just ridiculous. So, I hope that she fold her chair and do what's right and stand on business. So, fuck her. I'll throw it back at you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Isaiah. Now, I also want to give notice because he did do something that I thought was pretty decent. When he came and made a new position, the pardon czar, and gave it to this black woman who should not have been in jail. And I just want to share this real quick, and then we can get to Zelensky and them.
Yeah, that was a good thing. That woman had been in jail 21 years.
Exactly.
For
Exactly.
what? He gave her a position, so now she's going to be what? Telling him who needs to be pardoned or something. Man, that kudos. I'm telling you, she went through hell for 21 years to get that position.
All right, let's look at this video. We'll come back and talk about it.
Alice Johnson, where's Alice? Boy, are you incredible. I watched you on last night on television. You were so good. Alice was in prison for doing something that today probably wouldn't even be prosecuted. She spent 22 years in prison, 22 years. She had another 22 years left. Can you believe it? And I pardoned her, and it was one of the best pardons. One of the best pardons. You know what she was on? She happened to be on the wrong telephone line. Is that true? She was on a telephone call. And I'm not saying it was perfect, but it wasn't worth 40 or 50 years, Alice. And you've been an inspiration to people. And we're going to be listening to your recommendation on pardons. You're going to go over and she's going to be my pardon czar. Okay? And you're going to find people just like you that should not have happened. It should not have happened. So you're going to look and you're going to make recommendations, and I'll follow those recommendations, okay, for pardons, all right? 2 weeks ago, I signed. Alice Johnson.
She should be going to pardon all them men that went to jail for crack and cocaine. Pardon all of them for crack, especially.
Exactly.
Pardon all of them. The ones that went in jail are still in there for marijuana. When marijuana is legal in some states, make it legal nationwide. That should be on the list.
And apologize to the Central Park Five. What is it? Yeah, Central Park Five. The black guys. Yeah. Apologize to them, man. You know what I mean?
Shoot, that's crazy.
That motherfucker. He came out with a whole what is it, a front page against them? Yeah. So, and then please, Mr. Trump. I mean, excuse me, President Trump. Are you know? Make America great again, but on top of all of that, make marijuana great again. make it legal in all states.
They need to pay them people. Not just an apology, but money too. Seriously, because you took 21 years of her life, but you have murderers, white folk. What's that? What's the girl name who went to jail for Botham Jean? Amber Geiger. She got what? 12 years. 12 years.
No, I don't think she. Was it that?
5 or 12 years. I thought it was 12. It could be less than that, but still, my thing is, this woman who did a nonviolent offense got 40 years and served 21 years for what? That's the craziest thing. This country it sucks.
Well, you know, because she's black.
Black, huh?
You know, because she was black.
Of course, we know that. Of course, that's what the prison system does. White folk ain't getting time like that.
No.
The white man who shot that who shot in them you know, the guys' cars, the white police officer didn't get no time. But the black guy who shot in the white dude's car got 20 years each. Come on now. Come on. We all know that you got to be even across the board. You're going to give it to black guys, you give it to white guys. These police officers ain't got no business shooting folk in the head. Then talking about, the car was coming toward us, found out the dude was running from them, and they shot him in the back of the head and killed the man. But lied and said, he was coming toward us. All of them should have went to jail. That Elizabeth City shooting of that guy, they should have went to jail, all of them, for lying. All of them should have went their asses to jail.
Exactly.
Just us and just us.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, she did. She got 10 years in prison, but she's already eligible for
parole after 5 years. Ain't that something? They should have took care of her in jail. And my thing is, these women in jail, these black women in jail, ain't hitting on nothing. Why is she coming out alive and well? Tell me that. Y'all go to jail, y'all turn into some punks up in there. Come on now. You going to jail for what? If you got life, what do you have to lose? Handle your business up in there. Don't let the people come out. Just like who was the one that shot Karen? Who was Kim Porter? Who shot the little black guy? She got what, 2 years for murder? Her ass should have never came out of jail. They should have took care of her. What's going on with our folk, the little Miss Pookie and Ray Ray? Miss Pookie and Ray Ray in jail. Bad asses out here and then go up there and get all sorry and simple. Come on now, take care of your business.
Exactly.
These people shouldn't be coming out of jail once they, handling your brother out here. That woman shot that boy in his drawers, sitting watching the game in his own apartment, and lived to tell about it. And then the brother said, "Give me a hug." Oh my goodness! Come on now, y'all making me mad up here.
Exactly.
Don't make no sense.
I want to welcome Sandra D to the program. She says, "Peace and blessings, brother Maurice and family. Finally catching alive." The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, "Trump is an anomaly, something different, abnormal, deviation from the common rule, and we are seeing it. We are actually seeing it." That's 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. And then Earth Angel says, "To me, that pardon is equivalent to them murdering their own and saying there will be casualties. How much do we owe Trump for that one? Now that's something, Earth Angel, if you can expound on that a little bit more so that I can get a good understanding of what you're saying, because I want to know. Sister Cassie, did you get what she's saying?
Nope, I'm waiting on the explanation now to me that part.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Over to the
So Earth
murder.
Angel, if you could drop that in there, we're gonna hold on for you. So go ahead, Brother Isaiah. You wanted to comment?
Yeah, I just want to say before I forget, this is directed to you, sir.
Oh, to
Now I
me.
love you like I love you like a brother. We've been on here for many a year. We gotten to know each other. But I'm here to tell you, sir,
I'm listening.
you better have Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, and Moses on your Madden team because you gonna need it. Right? You better put Jesus at the quarterback and all the rest of them because you're gonna be in trouble, son. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. You know, I love you. But when we on that field, that battlefield,
Oh, most definitely.
it's over. And we ain't friends until it's over.
Most
But
definitely.
yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm
Most
sorry.
definitely. No problem. I understand you.
Well, you know we got to talk shit before it happens.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And after I destroy you on that game, then you just come bowing down. Just come bowing down. You know how
I'm making my ass whoop, Sister Cassie. So with all this talking, well, hey, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But good luck to you, sir, and all of that good stuff.
most definitely. Good luck to you too. Now back to the business. Sister Cassie, like, look here. God damn it, that ain't what we're talking about. Get on with the business.
I don't even know what y'all. I'm like, what is I was thinking that's a man thing, so I'm like, okay, let them.
I didn't want to derail you, so I apologize.
Nah, you good. You good. I do want to look at what Emil just said. He says, I stay prayed up, especially in these perilous times, even though I'm a heathen.
You're not a heathen, brother Emil. Come on, man.
You got to stop with that foolishness.
Emil will be one of our servants. I'm just saying that's what it say. That say, the ones that come in, they're going to be our servants. So he'll have that position of being Maurice's servant. Just saying, that's what it is. They can't have leadership positions, but he will get in. He will make it in by being a servant, and that's what the positions of the Gentiles will be. I'm just saying. We're glad to have you, Emil. But you can't hold no leadership position. Sorry, we love you anyway.
That Brother Isaiah, what say you about that? How do you take Brother Emil, since he's not a black guy, but he shares in B1. He's learned under B1. He has a heart for B1. He stands on the front line for B1. What would you tell him?
Well, he's from the Philippines, right?
Right, exactly.
Well, case closed, bro, man. Look. Everybody on the planet comes from the black woman. The black woman is God. And if that is the truth, and it is, then you are black. But the reason being that we're having this discussion over and over again is the fact that we have been duped. Like Minister Farrakhan said in that video, black folks have been duped, knocked in the head, buried in the West. The bones are coming together. It's coming together in a sense of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You cannot. The only way to defeat ignorance is with knowledge. The only way to defeat foolishness is with wisdom. And if you, Brother Emil, have read any of our books, historically speaking, then you're going to come away with the fact that you are a black man. It doesn't make any sense to even think that you are a white guy. You're not. You don't have the features, and I've seen your features. You have a broad nose, somewhat of a thick lip, and straight hair doesn't mean you're part of the white nomenclature
Don't mean he
or
black.
scientific. Huh?
Don't mean he black either. Everybody on this earth is
No,
not
I mean,
black.
but look,
Stop
Walter
making
White.
excuses. No, we're not gonna do that. Let's stop making excuses when we know
Right.
that they're a part of the white Asians, a part of the white Mexicans, a part of the ones that are not a part of the black people. Okay, just like you just said, all a man is made from Africa. Them white folks were not made from Africa. Those are Satan seeds. They were God didn't make them people. You have to understand. We doing too much with all of this. Well, everybody came from the motherland. They ain't come from no motherland. Them bastards didn't come from them or demon seeds, honey. They didn't come from no. We're not gonna sit up there and fool Emil. Let me just tell you, honey. He told you himself. Like I said, he can be a servant, but he's truthful. He's a heathen. He's a Gentile, and you're gonna have some Gentiles that who believe and be one who understands who we are. They're going to be able to exist, but they won't have leadership positions. They're going to be servants. Okay, they're not going to have these major holding these major seats. And we have to stop with all of this talking about all people came from Africa. Them white folk didn't come from Africa. Them devils didn't come from no Africa,
No,
honey.
no. Well, we know that. We know that.
So
But I'm saying, allow me to make, allow me to make this point.
okay, let's make a
We
right.
know
Get
we
it
talked
good.
about this on the show, right?
Come on, folks.
That white folks have been tricked into believing that they're white, Caucasian, Aryan, Anglo-Saxon, and European. We know this, but that does not take away from their true nature. It is what it is. We already know that they are savages. We already know that they don't have within them the ability to run any civilization nor create one. They have been a scourge upon the earth. We know that. I'm not disagreeing with you about that. But what I am saying, and this is just me, I'm not perfect. I'm not the go along to you already know that. I'm not the go along to get along kind of guy. But based on the physiognomy of Emil and other people from the Philippines that look like him, they don't have no love for, out of ignorance, they probably do, but they don't have no love for white folks because in the end, they already know they're not white. Because when
black people either.
no, feel what I'm saying. I want you to feel what I'm saying. No, don't analyze it. Feel it. They already know. Because I don't want to say that. I
Emil,
was going
talk
to say
to us
that.
about your family. How does most people in the Philippines feel about black people? Most of these countries you go to, they don't like, just like Japan, China, they can't stand black folk. Okay, but you got some black Chinese people over there, and I understand because we were
Oh
spread
yeah,
out throughout the whole country. Okay,
right.
to four corners. Okay, you have some black Chinese people. Okay, now we're not talking about that. We're talking about them white ones that don't even like black folk. They're not making it in nowhere. They're
Yeah,
gonna
all right.
die. They going to hell. They're gonna die, and they're gonna do whatever. Okay, they ain't gonna make it in. Because guess what? You can't make it in if you don't understand who black folk are. You don't understand it and think be one a mindset and have a heart after black people and understand where we came from and who our creator is. You ain't going nowhere. You're not coming up with us. We're not doing
Right.
that.
Well,
No.
yeah.
I don't,
Well,
I
hold
don't
on,
need
hold on, baby.
not one to slip in because one slip in, then they're gonna contaminate. We don't need no more contamination. Let them bastards go on about their business. Let them be over there in their world over there and do what they got to do. The ones that understand who we are and they acknowledge who we are. Okay, you can come, but I don't want them on my land. But I'm in Cassieville. I'm just saying they can go on Isaiahsville, but they can't come in because I don't want none of them. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to see them. I don't want them as servants. I don't want to be bothered with them because I know who they are. And I don't want them to get a man to think that they going, I don't even want to be around them. Seriously.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, allow me to say this one thing. Then I love you too, man. But Emil just said his
He
family
went
was
to
treating him
jail
like a
to see his
retard.
family. See what I'm saying? He's
Uh,
telling his family.
right. But that's due to conditioning.
I understand that, but still,
Right,
if
right.
Filipinos who believe how he believes, they can't make it in. You'll be a dummy. You'll be a damn fool if you invite some of his family on our side. They already
Oh
don't like.
no, I'm not
They
saying
already
his
don't
family.
believe.
No, hold
Right.
on. Now, see, now you digressing. I
No.
never said his family. I'm saying him because he has the mindset that is correct and based on what is right,
Okay.
just, and true. The
Okay.
true history of the world. And he already said that the original Filipinos were black people, called or better known as the Negrito.
No. Okay.
So
Those are the ones that we're talking about, but we ain't
there
talking
you
about the
go.
ones that look white, because
Oh
them
no, well,
white ones don't even like
we
black.
gotta yeah,
Okay.
we gotta segregate them. You
I
know,
had
I'm
a
not talking
neighbor
about them.
that was Filipino and she loved black folk. Now she'll be the one that'll come in. But some of them white over there in Philippines that don't like black people, that think they rather rock with them white folk, them people can't come in. No, we'd be crazy to let their asses in there. No, they gotta go on about their business. Because we already know how they feel about us. Once the people show you who they are and show you how they really stand, you need to believe them and leave their asses right on over there. You stay over there because I understand how you feel. Because you don't like black folk, you stay on over there. Now, the ones that's going to rock with us, going to think like us, going to have a heart after black people, you can come on in. Not in Cassie land, I'm just saying. In Isaiah land, you can, but not in Cassie land.
Right,
Cassie
right.
land is all
Well,
over.
I hope I can get into Castleland.
I don't know. Sometimes you be questionable. Sometimes I have to, you be real questionable sometimes. So you have to do probationary. You got
I
to be
mean,
on
well,
probation.
please, Miss Cassie. You know me,
No,
baby.
he gotta be on
I'm sorry.
he got to be on probation because when you talk about you don't like your own Haitians and stuff, I don't know. I can't rock with that. I
Uh,
don't
uh,
on probation.
but yeah, look what Emil wrote. Like, he's saying that hold on, it affects him mentally. Don't let that happen, man. You know what I mean? Let me give you a story about me, right? I grew up in America, obviously, up until a certain point, and then I came to the Dominican Republic. I went to school with white kids, and they knew not to fuck with me after that first incident. You know what I mean? So my whole thing when I went to the synagogue with the heathen, they're looking at me like, why are you here? Like, what the fuck you mean? Why am I here? You're not a real Jew. What the fuck you mean I'm not a real Jew? You the one who are not a real Jew. So I understand what you're talking about. But the idea is that, Emil, if you know what the truth is, stand on that motherfucker. Don't move. You got all of the evidence. You got all of the facts. You got the whole story. And you don't gotta be trying to convince nobody about shit. Convince you. Know you. Be you. Because when you are being yourself, it be like that. But when it be yourself, it sometimes can be deceiving because it is a quasi kind of belief system or being system. And you need to be like that, not be like that. You feel me? So don't let that worry you. Hold on. I hate this.
Gonna be fine because you keep believing the way you believe, and Emil will be fine. It's them other people that's not them other family members and the other friends that think white folk is gods and stand on white folk business.
Right, I agree.
They gonna be lost. So Emil, you have to separate yourself and believe who you are and believe what you believe because you'll make it in. But them other folk, honey, they're gonna die. But they're gonna die going through what's coming on this earth. They'll be dead anyway. You ain't have to worry about them because they'll never make it in. They ain't gonna never make it.
But Emil, you are the beacon of light for those who are seeking
Like
truth.
his family, if they listen.
Yeah, but
His family won't listen.
but it's just like a bee trying to talk to a fly, saying eating honey is better than eating shit. You're not gonna ever convince them of that, even though the evidence is there.
Then
Some people have a
don't
hard time trying to
talk to
say it.
them no more. Don't waste your time
There,
talking to them.
there you go.
You
It's
have to
not worth it.
let them go.
Just let it go. Let them believe what they want to believe.
Exactly.
And but not believe, brother email. You know what the truth is, and
Exactly.
let that shit go. You know what I
They
mean?
believe they
Yeah,
rock with you. They rock with you. They don't hit the rocks. Let them keep
right.
moving. They ain't
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
never.
yeah.
Some people ain't gonna never get it. You
It's
got black folk that
one
ain't
of
gonna
those
get it.
high and by.
You got black folk that ain't gonna get it, and they don't get
Yeah,
it, and it's
of
okay.
course.
Go head on over there and keep moving. because they won't make it in either.
Well, you said it right, Sister Cassie. That black guy who was downing black women, talking about he'd rather sleep with a white dog than a black woman. That's
Exactly.
mental. That's mental conditioning. You know
He
what I
in
mean?
hell right now today looking up. Sorry, but not sorry because he chose his path. He chose his path. And some of them people, that's where they going. They gonna die and they gonna be lost because of the simple fact they don't even believe who they are. And he told you don't date them. He told us not to mess with them demons and devils. And what we do, we marry them. He said, because when you mess with them, they get you up here and
There
they
you
go
go.
against your own God. They take your God, your belief away from you. That's why he told you to mess with them.
And that's exactly what Minister Farrakhan said in that video. Exactly.
Demons
And
over
he
there.
was so matter of fact about it and so truthful. I really, if I didn't appreciate him before, I appreciate the fuck out of him now because that is the epitome of the word that need to be spoken, that people need to listen to and hear and
Yep.
feel. So, but
Yeah,
I don't know about Sister Cat, but I'll throw it back at you, Brother Marie.
but
All right.
and like he said, Emil said, Africa is the promised land. People don't understand. That's the milk and honey. It's got everything there. Why you think them crackers over there can't get enough Africa?
Right,
Now,
right.
I wanted to just take a second and deviate for a short second. Now, these are the original people of the Philippines. And as Brother Isaiah said, they were the Negratos or something like that. But these are the original people of the Philippines. And as we can
Negrito.
Negrito, thank you, dear brother. The Negrito. And as we can see, these are black people, 100%. There's no question about this is the origin of the people over there. And just look at some more of them. Now, Emil, am I correct to say that these black people don't exist there any longer? Are there still Filipinos that still look like this, or have they've been all done away with?
But even with that, you have like some of them probably like in Mexico, they have a certain area for them. You go to Mexico, you don't see the black ones. I'll be like, where they at? They're there, but they got them here. So I guarantee you, even in the Filipinos, they got them separated somewhere, but they still got them. Now these white ones took over, and these white folk, they still treat niggas like niggas. They still treat black folk like niggas, even in the Philippines, they still do it.
Now,
People don't understand that.
And understanding that okay, so
They
Emil answered it. He says
But
no,
they get
they are
mistreated.
still there, but they get mistreated by the fake Mongolian
That's
Filipino
global.
that
That's
live
global.
there today. So let me ask this question. Do you acknowledge that this is your ancestors? Or do you have a different set of ancestors? What is the answer to that question? Are these black Filipinos your ancestors, or do you have a different set of ancestors? Brother Emil, if you could answer that question for me.
That might be why he thinks the way he thinks.
And I think, and we'll have to do some looking into it. But if these people, our black people, are his ancestors, right? So then, doesn't that mean that he is of the righteous if they are his ancestors?
Only if they accept who they really are. Just like that dude that just died. He didn't accept his blackness. He didn't accept who he really was. And he was black. So where he going? Where he going?
Straight
you
to
feel
hell.
what I'm saying?
He going straight to hell.
Exactly. If you
The
accept,
gasoline draws on.
if you accept this and you accept who Jesus is black or Yahshua, whoever you call him is black, and you thinking black first, then yes, you're invited. But if you have that white supremacy mindset, Even though you look like this, you're not making it in. Even if you look like that, you got some black coons here. You think they
Right.
coming over? Hell no. No, they don't even believe they black. They don't even believe who we are because they got that white mindset. They can't make it in. We have to kill them first because what they're going to do is widen the whole population all over again. So those people can't even come over. So it doesn't matter. If you think like Emil and you look, if you're the whiter version of him, then he's welcome. They're going to be servants. They're not going to be, leadership positions. But if you look like that and you don't believe in who we are, you're still not making it over. Plain and simple.
Now, Sister Cassie, and I know we're off the subject, but
I know we did.
Evidently this needed to come up, so this is why we're here. So, because I would say, when you're dealing with the mixed breed, where their mama or daddy may be black and the other is a white person, your origin is still this. Your origin is still this on one side of you. Now, the question has to be asked is, and if they live the black first life, are they saved even though their mommy or their daddy was one half cracker?
Just like he told us not to mix and mingle. What makes an Israelite is two black parents. You can't have one. You got a mutt. You can't have a white parent and an Israelite. You can't do that. You got to have two black one. That makes a whole Israelite. You understand what I'm saying? They don't say, okay, the daddy made him, but the mama, you got the mutt. You got the demon over there. That's the demon seed. So no. Now, if they have a black mindset and they're B1, they're going to be servants. Again, they can be servants. But they got to understand who we are. They got to understand where we came from. They got to believe in black Yahshua. Okay? You can't sit up there and bring a mutt together and call them Israelite. That's not Israelite. It takes two black people to make a full black baby. Now you got a little white in there. You got put your milk in there, see what color. You don't have black, you don't have a whole black nothing when you're mixing it with white. Anything. You got a German Shepherd and German Shepherd, that's a German Shepherd puppy. You got a German Shepherd and Pit Bull, you got a mutt. That's not even a whole nothing. Now that German Shepherd puppy may think more like a German Shepherd. Okay? That black baby who was raised by that white mama may not think like a black woman. Okay? Because of her background, because of what her mama, that history. But then you'll have a black child that's been hanging around who has a black mom, who's hanging around a black culture, then they may accept more black and understand who we really are more so and think black. But some of them mixed children don't think black at all. They choose the white side. They're not welcomed. They're not welcome because you don't even like black people. Half of them black mixed babies do not believe in blackness. They don't even like black folk because they grew up around them white folk. And they have that white mindset. They'll never make it in. Never make it in.
Let me say this before we see Brother Emil. Okay. So the one thing that I like about our Portuguese ancestors is the fact they were very, very, very strict. If you got with a white wannabe Jew, because they believe in community and purity of blackness. If you got out of the community to go to Europe and fell in love with one of these rat tail growing bitches,
Done.
you are done. You cannot come back.
And that's what the word says. That's what God stood for. He told you not to date them. He said, don't even bring them.
Exactly.
Don't even bring them. You can't even make them. Deuteronomy 7. That's what it is.
And I wholeheartedly believe that. I believe that. I practice that. I know that. It's in my blood. There's no discussion. There's no arguing. There's no fighting. There's no nothing. If you don't do it, you're out. You're out. Because our bloodline must stay pure.
That's right. And that's what they said. It must stay pure. It must stay pure. He even said at one time, leave your mom. You know, sometimes you got to leave you them people, they don't believe they ain't coming. That's written. That's written. That's why I tell you don't mess with them. Stay pure.
Right.
You got to keep the blood pure. That's not pure blood when you got a black and a white woman. A black man and a white woman, that blood is tainted.
Yeah. Right.
It's not
Right.
real blood. What blood do you what other spirits is mixed in? Murder? What's still kill and destroy? That's what you dated. That's who you married. That's who you mixed with. Satan seed. So how Satan seed gonna make it in?
And I love my coffee black. I don't like milk in it.
How Satan seed gonna be? How Satan seed gonna make it in? Satan seed gonna keep up a whole lot of mess, just like they do now.
There it is. Exactly what Minister Faircon said.
Danger. You bringing in the devil. You bringing in the enemy amongst your people. Yes, we want to be, well, we gonna bring. No, we not loving them. We're not bringing them in because they ain't belong up in there. Because we know how to deal with it.
I got a white friend. I got a white friend who's black. She black. She more blacker than a lot of black people.
They daddy gonna show up at some point. I know we want to say, correct. It take two black parents. Black. We don't need no German Shepherd and no pit bulls. Because eventually that pit bull spirit gonna rise up.
Right.
And you gonna see the pit bull and he gonna eat up everybody. Then what you got a mess. You got to work. You got all of this all over again. No. You want them white women, you stay on over there. He done told you not to bring them in. He told you don't date them. He told you don't sleep with them. He said, because they'll change your heart away from me. So what are we doing?
There you go.
I ain't making no excuses for that mess. No. I don't even want them around. Because that spirit gonna show up eventually. That spirit that's down, that DNA spirit that come from Satan, gonna show up eventually. And then what you gonna have? The same mess you got now.
Same problem.
No, you don't
different
even
generation, different
you
time.
didn't marry a white woman, you got them half white babies, you go over there to Isaiah's land.
Now, why you want to talk about me like that?
I'm messing.
I know.
But I'm just saying.
I love you too.
Problem. We cannot allow them to infiltrate.
No, we can't.
Sorry.
But they can't live without us.
Well, they're gonna all be dead.
What you nigga doing over there?
They dying off anyway, so we don't have to worry about a whole lot of them. But the ones that believe like we believe, they're gonna be, if you want them as servants, they'll be servants.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they'll be servants. But I don't even trust that.
No, I don't even want them. To be honest.
I tell you, I don't want not one of them.
I'd rather hire one of our own. Yeah, fuck it.
Well, your own ain't gonna be your servant. It's
Gonna
be your servant. Don't be them.
What
do you think, Maurice?
So I'm reading a mail. He responded on in Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
So I'll read what it says. He says, as I was saying, Maurice, you need to watch Keith Newsom videos. He breaks down exactly where crackers and Asians come from. So it's not fair for me to say that the Negritos are my ancestors, because according to Keith Newsom, Asians and crackers don't come from Africans. We were created from labs through splicing. And then I say, Keith Newsom isn't my teacher, so I don't follow his teaching. I follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then he says, maybe it might also be the moderators are deleting comments. There's probably a misunderstanding and probably I'm trolling, but I've been speaking truthfully. No, it's not our moderators, because everybody can hear us asking you questions. So moderators would not destroy your comments or delete your comments. And this is one thing, for me, as I said, I follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So that knowledge that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gives me is what I operate off of. As we're looking at this picture bears witness to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught. And what I'll say about Newsom, uh, Keith Newsom gets his information from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, cuts it up and splices it up and puts it out there in his mannerism in the way that he wants it to be. So, when you bring up Keith Newsom, to me, that doesn't float a boat, and it doesn't make anything less or even more. My question that I ask you is, what do you think? Not what Keith Newsom taught. I want to know what your own independent mind says to you, because you can see the pictures yourself. When you go home, you know where they are, as you and Brother Willie said, that they have their own community. So they're separate from everybody else. How do you treat them? How are they treated? What do you do? Do you stand up for them? Do you not? Do you acknowledge them? Those questions are very important to be asked, because that way you'll know and we'll know exactly what the real deal is. It's just that simple. And Keith Newsom can't answer that question for you. That's an answer that only you, that's a question that only you can ask yourself, answer yourself. He says, Keith Newsom is very unapologetic. He never breaks down the truth, so I find him reliable. Again, I don't give a damn what Keith Newsom and how his position is. If I'm asking you a question, don't refer to somebody else, because Keith Newsom is not here and he can't answer the question. I'm asking you the question. So you refer to what you have in here and answer the damn question, and stop running to giving me what Keith Newsom said, because that don't mean a hill of beans in this house. So if you can answer the question so that we can move on back to our program, because it's very important that you answer that question. Sister Cassie, your thoughts on that?
Because that'll show us where you really are, how you really feel. Like I said, I don't believe, Keith, whoever, if he ain't black, I ain't listening to him anyway. And even some black folk, like I told you I had a Somali, he was a coworker of mine, and he thought, he used to listen to Babaji. He called him something. He was almost like a monk or whatever. And these are people that, was very racist. And he had a lot of negative stuff to say about black people. So this black man was following Babaji, a person that was racist against his own. And he believed a lot of what Babaji said. And I would have to get on him all the time. I don't give a damn what Babaji say. This, a lot of his stuff has come from white supremacy mindset. So you have to be very careful who you're listening to. If they're not black, and some black folk I'm not listening to, because they don't even understand who they really are, unfortunately, So you have to really understand and be careful who's feeding you, because sometimes people have a racist or a white supremacy mindset, so they're giving out white supremacy information. So I really have to be careful, who's feeding you, who's feeding your mind, who's feeding your heart, because that is what you'll believe. And if it's incorrect information, then you'll grow up on incorrect information, thinking one thing, and it's not even that anyway at all. And that could be somebody that he grew up on. Keith Newsom could be somebody that he grew up on, but for me, I would never listen to, and even when I'm getting my information, if they got it from a white supremacy source, I'm still not listening. And if it don't sound like it, like some black folk thinking it, I'm still not going to listen. I have to be very careful where we get our information from.
Exactly. We definitely do. And that's why, because where you get your information from dictates what you'll be able to do.
But see, okay, even with that, he said Keith Newsom is actually black. Okay. But my thing, you still have to understand, even some black folk are very confused because they don't understand their history. If Keith doesn't even understand who he is, I still can't listen to him. You got to know your history. You got to know where you're from. You got to know who the real Yahuwah is, and Yahshua, whoever you call him. You have to understand that. I can't just believe and go by anything and anybody. But I do believe that white folk is Satan's seed. They're part of the fallen angels. That's what I believe. And that's they come to kill, steal, and destroy. And whose attributes are those? Those are not God's attributes. Those are Satan's attributes. Now, we all believe in a devil, right? I think we do. So those are his attributes. That's where I believe they came from. I believe when our men get with these white women, it's spiritual, you know, and they love them some white women, and they lose all sense of their blackness. They lose their minds. You know, when you exchanging spirits and exchanging salivas and exchanging body fluids, that's transfers of spirit. You lose all the sense of being black. When you date them or marry them, you gotta, you lose yourself. You become servants to them. And what's going on with that? That's spiritual. But hey, they lose all sense. I've not seen a black man yet that dates a white woman that don't think like them, against their own, who's not racist against their own, who's I'm not gonna say racist, I'm gonna say prejudiced, because black folk I don't believe can be racist. We can be prejudiced, but we have no power, so we can't be racist. And stop saying that when you see black folk, we're never racist. We can be prejudiced, but never racist. But I've never seen a black man that dating a white woman that thinks on his own and is happy to be black. They usually sell out. They're coons. They don't like black people. They don't like nothing black. They don't like black coffee. They don't like nothing black. They don't even wear black clothes. I'm just saying. So we have to be very careful who's feeding us. All right.
Exactly. Definitely. All right, let's go ahead. Back to Trump. So a lot of these people who went out and let me welcome Maya to the program. Peace and blessings, Queen. We are glad that you are here. Glad that you made it. So we're going to watch a clip from Stephen A. Smith, and we'll look at it and come back and talk about it. Let's check it out. And while we're getting this together, as what was that sister named Sister Sandra said that Trump is.
I can't stand this nigga.
All right, well, go back on mute. Let's play this video real quick, and then you can come back and say what you need to say.
Live national television, live international television as well. Y'all got to see this if y'all haven't said it, because that's exactly where I'm getting started. It's in the nation's capital, where the nation saw President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance have a testy exchange with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. It all happened in front of reporters during their meeting at the White House this afternoon with the cameras rolling. Keep that in mind. During the meeting, Trump called the Ukrainian president disrespectful, end quote, and said, quote, "You don't have the cards," end quote, when it comes to resolving the current war versus Russia. Just to put this in perspective, there's 3 minutes of video. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it is worth every second for you to listen to this. I did not want to take this out. It's going to be about 3 minutes. It is worth listening to this exchange between Zelensky, Vice President Vance, and President Trump in the Oval Office with the cameras rolling for the nation to see live. Check it out.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, Everybody has problems, even you. But you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't know
God
that.
bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's exactly
Remember
what
this.
you're
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was-
have the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you
You're
think about-
gambling with
what do you
World
think
War
about-
III. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country,
I'm
that's
with all
backed
respect to
you
you.
far more than a lot of people said
I'm very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting, have
today.
you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of
What are you
America
speaking about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can.
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I,
You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying-
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
allowed.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment.
You
And you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course,
It's
yes.
going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Shortly afterwards, Zelensky left the White House without signing a deal for the U.S. to receive revenue from Ukraine's mineral supply in exchange for military assistance. President Trump said he's, quote, determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved, end quote. I'm pro-America. Let me get that out the way first. I'm an American citizen.
Okay, I want to stop it first because I want to look at the first part and then come back and listen to this pro-American nigga and take apart what he's saying. You saw there for the first time world leaders go back and forth. I think Trump got heated when Zelensky said, oh, don't worry, because you're going to feel it. That water ain't going to separate you. You're going to feel it. Now, that's a threat. The way I see it, that's a threat. You about to get your ass waxed if you don't get right. And then a lot of the European countries after this started to get together and say, okay, well, we're going to support you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Do y'all think Trump and JD were wrong for standing up to Zelensky? Or did Zelensky disrespect Trump, JD, in America, the White House? How do y'all see this? Says Cassie.
I saw it as Zelensky disrespecting nationally America. I saw it that not only did I see it, but a whole lot of people see how disrespectful he was, and others will follow the lead. From this day forth, people aren't going to be listening to America. People ain't thinking about America right now. We look about crazy as I don't know what now, right now, nationwide, globally. People look at America and they laugh. Trump is a joke. We've given this man so much money and weapons, and he's not once said thank you. He's been disrespectful the whole time, because this is not the first time. He disrespected America one time before when Biden went to his country and was talking trash. about because they wasn't giving him no more weapons and all this stuff at one point. And then they gave him some more weapons, gave him some more money. So he's been disrespectful all the time, but other people are watching. What is Trump gonna do? Because this dude came in your house and disrespected you, and you said what you said, but it doesn't matter because he didn't leave, he left out walking. You didn't show nothing. You didn't show how you were going to do anything to him because he disrespected. What mom do? Mom whooped that behind when you disrespectful, right? Trump didn't do that. He let him walk out disrespectful, being disrespectful, talking disrespectful. Other people see that. He set the tone for other countries to do the same thing to Trump. Because Trump is not the big dog, bad dog like you really think. Because if he was, he wouldn't have said what he said to him. He would have came up in his house and been disrespectful in the first place. So I do believe that other countries will be disrespectful also the same way because he set a tone. He set a tone. Because Trump should have shut that down immediately. He didn't. You sat up there and argued with this man on national TV. What I say goes, and that's how it should have been, right? That's not how it was. So to me, he telling you war's coming to America. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Whether it's going to be inside first, and I do believe that, and then it's going to be outside coming in once they see that we're so busy amongst each other. Because you had the Ku Klux Klan came getting ready to celebrate 160 years. Then they walk. Well, what they just walk? They did a march, and they said, "Come on, join us." They getting ready. They getting ready to start some stuff, but amongst themselves, they think it's gonna be with us. It's not, because it's white folk that ain't gonna want to see them marching through their streets. Okay, so just like when they did that, who was that little group that was when Floyd got murdered? That little Antifa. Them white folk was coming against each other. Remember, they was shutting Antifa down, wasn't it? Same thing.
Back with Antifa.
Okay, they didn't like
Antifa. Whoop some ass now.
But them white folk gonna come against them white folk because they tired of that racist. They tired of them KKK folk. We ain't gonna have to do nothing. Just sit down with your popcorn. Get out the way. Sit down. Have your weapons, in your popcorn bag, under your popcorn bag. Take your bag. So when they come after the food, you can handle your business. But until they bother you, sit down. Let them do what they do amongst each other. And eat your popcorn and shut up. You ain't got nothing to do with that. I'll rest with that. Because we in everybody's business. Shut up, black folk. Sit down somewhere. Get your popcorn. Put some popcorn in your mouth so you don't have to say nothing. Okay.
Excellent. Walaikum salam, Brother Donald. Ramadan Kareem to you as well, brother. We are glad that you are here. Brother Donald says they are all actors and have entertainment backgrounds. I'm not personally convinced it's not staged. And then Mayat calls it a WWE political arena. But also, Sister Sandra says, let me go back where fine. What did she say? She said that can't stand Zelensky, but he spoke truth to Trump, and Trump got mad, and he'll feel war too. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said Europe will trick America into war. And that is 1,000% correct.
Because Europe is mad at America right now because they won't give no more money. They told them to stand on their own. Didn't Vance just tell them that? They said, y'all stand on your own, back it up. They got mad. Them white folks was like, what? Oh, they mad at each other now. So you getting ready to see a whole lot of white folk come against each other. And I'm gonna be so happy. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I got my popcorn already ready. I got my popcorn already ready. I'm excited about what's getting ready to happen with them.
Exactly. And Brother Isaiah, what's
white crime?
Well, now yeah. Well, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? We can sit here and talk all day saying this and saying that, but the truth always comes out in the end. and all of what Zelensky is talking about. And matter of fact, Brother Donald sent me some information on my WhatsApp saying that these people are actors and we are watching a movie, and that this world is changing based on what we talked about on the show in regard to uh, uh, the Republic of America versus a corporation, all of those things. But it's just a matter of time before we see the truth, and that these people who are wearing masks will be seen for what they are. And I don't want to go too far off the map, but people are being uh, cloned. Man. That is not something that is way out there. There's a place in the Bahamas that does it. They can make an exact copy of you, and you'll be standing there looking at yourself like, what the fuck is going on? And it is so advanced that it is unreal. But like I always have said many a times, that the changing of the guard is here, man. You know what I mean? Fuck Russia and white folk there. Fuck Zelensky and Nazi ass, and fuck Trump too, man. You know what I mean? But we're going to see it in short order, and it's just a matter of time before black folks be back in our original positions, dominating the planet, politically, economically, spiritually, and physically. So I have no doubt in my mind about that. It's just a matter of time before that verse in Joel 3 come to fruition. And anybody that want to know what Joel 3 said, the blessing basically says, I have never lost faith in my sons and my daughter, and I'm just paraphrasing, uh, of the tribe of Judah. And you shall rise and you shall rule. I rest my case.
Thanks, Brother Isaiah. The next question that I want to ask, since everybody, I think all of us are in agreement that, there will be a third world war, or there will be another war. So the question has to be asked, what will Africa's position be? Because Africa, yes, it's a continent, 55 countries, but there were key countries that fought in World War I and fought in World War II. Some of them fought for the Germans, and some of them fought for the Allies. Coming up to World War III, will the Africans take part, or will they sit back and say, no, we'll let y'all white folks go ahead and do your thing? Or do you believe that they will pick up arms and pick a side? I think it's interesting that during the Russia-Ukraine battle, they kind of stayed neutral, but it seems to be that they were more friendly. The governments were more friendly dealing with Russia versus the Ukraine. So what do y'all see? What side would the countries, and I'll read to you the ones that did fight: Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Kenya, Maui, and South Africa. You also had Tanzania, Namibia, Togo, Cameroon, and those ones, the last 3 or 4 that I read, they fought for the Germans. Tanzania, the Congo, Cameroon, and Namibia, they fought for the Germans. The other group,
Nigeria, fought for America.
Right.
Nigeria and that group is pawns for America. You have to understand, but I do believe that most of them will fight. They're going to fight against America. I do believe that. I do believe that you have a group, and you have some them like Burkina, Mali, and Niger. I think they'll pretty much stand neutral. It's like they're going to have their hands off because their president has the head on right. Because why would they get involved in that? You're still going to have some, like I said, that's going to fight against, but they're going to support. It's something that's going to support America. But I think more of them will be neutral. Because what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for?
You don't think that their white folks' political arm wringing or hugging to saying, "Oh, you can be close to me now"? I'm gonna
Nigeria and Ghana, yes. And a couple others, yes. But a lot of them are waking up. A lot of them. Burkina Faso, I don't think that man gonna help America. Why would he? I don't think he gonna have anything to do with either one. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Because why would I want to fight? Who cares? That's not a black person. That's not my fight. And that would be my thing at Cassie Land. I don't give a damn. Y'all can blow each other up. We're gonna stay out of it. As long as you don't come over here with it. You guys can blow each other up. That's for all I care. I'm just saying. But everybody don't think like Cassie.
Do you think that those African countries or Burkina Faso don't have an interest to be friends with America?
Hell no. He's sitting up there. He don't even use any of America's aid. He's done. He has nothing that he paid off the debt, and he's out. They don't have anything to do with America. French out. America out. Burkina, Mali, Niger, Ivory Coast, they're done. They don't have anything to do with the French or America. So no, I don't think they'll want to fight. Why? Why would I? No. Why would I risk my people's lives? We over here building. We got things to do over here. He's coming up with a lot of programs for his people. Hospitals, farmers. He got tractors, trailers for the farmers. He got fish ponds over there. He bought up so much land. Now he's building, doing wheat and corn and stuff. He's turning to be Africa's aid now. He's supplying minerals, supplying stuff to South Africa. He's supplying products and stuff to his people. He's too busy building. I don't even think he would care to get involved in that. Why would I care? But yeah, you're gonna have like Nigeria. Sure, they may, because those are puppets. They still work for America. Those presidents America have chosen. So yes, they're gonna probably have put their little hand in there, but I wouldn't have nothing to do with none of them. I see, let them crackers fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
Let their white on white crime exist.
Mm-hmm. I agree they shouldn't, but because you still have dealings with America, you still are quote unquote friends with America, you just don't know. So I wouldn't put a hard stop on Burkina Faso joining in some type of way with America.
Absolutely not. He don't have anything to do with them now. He paid off the debt.
Yeah, he does. He still have friendly relations with America.
Burkina Faso? No, sir. Show it to me. He has stopped all contact. He has nothing to do with America. Nothing. He paid off the debt. He's now calling himself the IMF. He's separated from the IMF. He's coming up with his own bank. He don't have no dealings with America. He doesn't need them. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Ivory Coast. Those are the five. And it's one more. It's one more. It's not Sierra Leone. It's one more. That's he's a new president, and they're all hooked together now. But no, they're not having anything to do with America. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
If they didn't have nothing to do with it, then two things would have happened by now. Mm-hmm. One, they would have closed the U.S. embassy in Burkina Faso.
They did.
No, they didn't. It's still open. And their embassy here in America would have been closed. And it's still open. Both embassies are still open.
So who did they close? Did they close the French? I know they closed. Did they close the French? They closed somebody's.
They could have been the French, but they wasn't America. They didn't close America.
Because they paid all the debt off and everything. They said they don't need America. They're done.
No, they still have relations with America. And by that embassy, American embassy still being open in Burkina Faso. And with the Burkina Faso embassy here still being opened in America, that tells you there's lines of communication, there's lines of agreement, and there's still lines of work that is currently being done. So we have to, because when you cut off relations, one of the first things that you do is you pull your ambassadors. You close those embassies, because that means, hey, we're done. We don't have anything to discuss. We don't have anything to talk about. But those things have not been done. The embassies are currently open and operating in both countries. So that's something that we have to be leery of and always remembering and understanding. Norma says a lot of them kicked the divided states out as well, Brother Muhammad, their militaries at least. Yeah, definitely. When you go through and you got military, other countries' militaries on your grounds, you would definitely get them the hell out of your grounds, because they'll be the first to move on you very, very quickly. But they should definitely eventually at some point close those embassies and get them completely out. When you want separation, when you want no dealings, then you're going to shut those embassies down. And that's something, as one of the first things that I look for. Do America still have their embassies opening? Is it still day-to-day activities? Because if the embassy is open, the day-to-day activities is open, that means the CIA is open. That means the CIA is still working. And that's something that we have to be careful of, because we know the CIA works out of these embassies. And that's something that every African country must be aware of and be ready to do something against. Brother Donald says Trump just personally invited African investor of the vehicle to meet with him in America. Okay. The car that runs without fuel.
He better not come over here. He already got poisoned. Remember, he got poisoned. One of them got poisoned, and the president of that country, whatever country, told him to come back home, because he was over here. They poisoned him, and he told him to come back home. Now he'll be a damn fool if he come back. So I'm just saying. If you want to.
I think we have to also remember that we blacks here in America, for the most part, we know this cracker better than anybody.
But they don't listen.
And our brothers and sisters that's over on the continent, they don't know this cracker like we do.
How come you don't know this? How come? It seems like you would know them, though.
You would think.
What are you gonna do? He's been killing you since you've been there.
See, but
you keep allowing this dude in your country, and he didn't did so much dirt to your women and your children, and you still don't get it. Why? What's wrong with you?
They have a separation of mind when it comes to America. You know, they may see France as more dirty than they see America, because it was the French cracker that they had to deal with, or it was the Belgian cracker that they had to deal with. And America has this mannequin in the window saying how free and how gracious America is and its democracy. And they believe that mannequin in the window, and they bought that lie that America sells so well, that they are the beacon with the Statue of Liberty, and not really understanding what the Statue of Liberty really represents and what its meaning is. So the storefront of American democracy, they see it as liberty itself. And then once they get over here and understand who the cracker really is, then at that point, they may begin to make deviations in their thinking. But that's how they see it. I read an article earlier today from a Black woman. She wrote it, CNN had it. And she was talking about leaving Kenya and coming to America, and talked about her son that was born in America. And she's telling her son that you're Kenyan. And he's saying, I'm Kenyan American.
He's a dummy.
Kenyan American. And so she says she had to alter her view because her son is an American and accepting being American and getting rid of the part that made them Kenyans. And because her son, only goes to Kenya on visits, never really lived there, he's more American than he is Kenyan.
Unfortunately, and I've known a lot of Africans, unfortunately, they do. When they come here, they forget their history. Some of their kids don't ever go back. They don't want to go back. They are here Americanized. And a lot of their parents have never been back since they left. And they, have taken on our culture and taken on America. And some of them forget the language, not even teaching their children the language, which is so sad because nobody forgets their history. Nobody forgets their language. Nobody forgets who they are, but Black people. We're the only ones that'll sit up here and say slavery didn't happen. We're the only one. Do we ever hear the oobs say that the Holocaust never happened? No. We're the only ones that'll sit here and, negate our history. Let white folks talk you out of your history. Tell you, hey, the majority of you is da-da-da, or this is your land, or some crazy, stupid stuff that makes no sense. But your DNA say Africa and Ghana and all this other stuff, but you'll sit up there and say, oh, we're Americans. Whatever. Then guess what? You might, and some of them will die because we'll have to worry about them here. What side they'll choose. They'll choose the American side because they don't want to take their asses back home. And they'll die because they're going to stay. When we're supposed to get up out of here, they're going to stay and they're going to die. So go ahead and let them stay. You've been brainwashed. You ain't no good to us anyway. Because half of them that came from Kenya, from Africa here are coons. They're not going to have Black folk like us over here thinking like we think. They're not having them. So most of the ones that came from Africa think just like, them coons do. So it is what it is.
And, do you think that the problem or part of the problem is there's too much shame tied to slavery? And I'm speaking of those Blacks of our people that's in America that say slavery never happened. Do you think that the ideology is that they look at it as a shameful event? So to say that I'm not that, or I'm not a part of that, I say it doesn't exist.
I think they're so busy.
Therefore, I have never been conquered.
I think they're so busy trying to impress white folk, and they're so busy trying to fit in with white folk, so busy trying to become white folk, so busy trying to think like white folk, so busy trying to be friends with white folk that they'll negate their own history in order to downplay what happened to them, downplay, and say, oh, this didn't exist because of them wanting to have that friendship with white folk. I think that's got a lot to do with it. Just trying to impress white folk. And it's okay what you did to us. We forgive you. I don't forgive you. I don't forgive nothing. You're going to live. I want you to pay. I want to be paid for all the pain that my ancestors went through. I want to be paid so that I can get my reparations and go back to where I need to be. Because I tell you what, if I get mad, I'm going to be on the next flight out. I promise you.
And the one of the main things that I want us to make sure that we understand is that we can't have a honeymoon vision when it comes to Africa. We have to see the land as it is. We have to see the people as it is.
Well,
and one thing
I hear what you're saying, but we have a lot of Africans that don't feel the way some of them Africans feel. And when I'm over there, I don't have any problems. I have more. You have peace. I don't have a lot. It's not hate. I don't see Africans frowning up and being hateful. I have not experienced that. Going back over there in November and going to stay a little longer than, in my place, we'll be retiring there. So I've not seen the hurt, the hatefulness, or I've not seen the Africans that say, oh, don't come over here. We don't want you home. I've not felt that. I've not experienced that. So I have to look at them as my brothers. I will never look at them as anything else, but now we got some coons, but you got some Black folk here that don't like you. You got some coons here that don't like Black folk. I wouldn't claim them as my brother, but the Africans that accept Black people, they're my brothers and sisters. Now them coons, the hell with them, keep moving. They need to come over here with these coons and they can have a whole life together. But when I'm over there, I've not had any problems, even in the airport. Some lady said, "Oh, you look like somebody, I know." And then I started talking, and she said, "Oh, you from America?" So what? So I've not had that, So I won't look at my brothers like that. I won't, unless they come to me wrong, then it's an issue. But if you come to me and I come to you and we good, we good.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't look at them as your brother and sisters, because they are. That's
You got some black folks that do that. They think we not African. I'm not African. You
right.
got them. That's so stupid to me. That makes no sense. What do you mean? Where's your DNA? Have you done your DNA test? Go do your DNA. Then you come back and tell me you're not African. You're a dummy. That's what I say to people that come in and tell me I'm not African. Okay, do your DNA test. Tell me where your DNA came from, and then talk to me about you not being African.
Mm-hmm.
But that talking, you ain't done your DNA. I ain't hearing what you got to say. Go do your DNA and see.
I think that the thing that we have to do, because it's a very tenuous situation. So we have to look at the land, we have to look at the people and the reality of it that is actually in. So when I'm saying don't look at it with honeymoon eyeglasses, because honeymoon eyeglasses will stop you from seeing the reality as it is. And so we need to see the reality as it is. The colonialism that they call the colonization that they have been under, we can't think that there's not insanity over there, because they've been under that type of oppression. So there's mental illness there. We're not going to escape that, just as there's mental illness here from racism. So it's going to be there. And it is our job to see it as it is. Right. Because when you see it as it is, you'll deal with whatever it is that you got to confront head on. You'll see it head on, and you should be already having a plan in your mind how you're going to destroy it. Right. Because there's no such thing as going over there thinking you're not going to do no work. You got work to do, because you're coming with a mindset that's foreign to them. Right. And so you're meeting them with their mindset that they currently have. Right. And so you're going to be dealing with sickness. When we look at Ghana and understanding, because even Doc is going to retire in Ghana, but the Americans, Black Americans from America, went to Ghana to live. They're separate from the normal Ghana. They're separate. They have their village.
Why though?
Where they're in, because of the difference between the original Guyanans people there.
But aren't we going over there to kind of understand their history and exchange information? Aren't we? Just like when I went to Kenya, I was in the midst. I didn't go to a hotel. I was in an Airbnb amongst the people, understanding history. We was exchanging information, exchanging history. A lot of our history they didn't even know about. They don't even know a whole lot about slavery there, because they didn't teach that. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, when I'm there, I'm mixing and mingling, and that's what we should do. You have an open mind. You go there with an open mind, and you understand that, you got some people there that's going to think different, and, but the ones that you mix and mingle with, I don't understand this separation that makes, why that makes, and I understand what you're saying, but I just don't understand that, to go over there and I'm going to separate it because I'm bringing my American ideas there. I don't want the American ideas. I want the new culture. I want to understand how the culture works and help me to understand and figure out, I want to understand what I'm missing. I want to understand, how can I get in there and understand how the culture is. I don't want to take the American ideas. So how do I get rid of the American ideas? I mix and mingle with them so that I can understand the truth. So I can get most of the truth, some of the truth, so that we can come together and I can exchange information. They exchange information and we get to become, that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just believe that you go over there, you mixing and mingling. What are you separating for?
And I think that will probably have to be a show that we can do on to figure that out and see what's what. But that's a real good question. Because when Doc told me of his experience and about the separation, I was shocked to learn that, because I would think that everybody would be in one big pile, but that's just not the reality as it is on the ground. There it's just not that. But we'll do a program on it probably this Sunday coming up, and look and see. And if we can, reach out to some YouTubers who are from there or been there, maybe we can get some special guests to come on and tell us what their lived experience, is or was when they were there. And definitely have Doc on so he can explain to everybody his shared experience, because like you, he's going to Ghana when he retired. That's what he's going to do.
But my thing is, I've a lot of just remember a lot, and I'm looking at somebody say South Africa just painted their dirt roads LGBT. You have to understand, a lot of those countries still it's very against the law to be LGBT. And South Africa, you have to understand, have a lot more white folk in it. Okay, so they're more open to it. But a lot of them countries, and I think Nigeria is open to it also. But a lot of other countries, it's illegal, and it's illegal. You don't even express your LGBT. You don't even. That's against the law there. Okay, so I don't know. A lot of times we pick up stuff from other people, but we have to go there and see for ourselves what it's really like. And I had some when I went there, my mind was totally open. I didn't want to bring my American ideas there, and I don't believe in us going to another country. You have to understand the culture and the history, and you have to do your homework and go there for healing more than anything, more than just having your own American ideology. And some people go there to get in groups and American groups. And I've seen, the patriation where you have an American unit, and then you have the Africans living over there. But that's the dumbest thing to me. I'm going there to understand their culture and the history. Why would I still want to just live among American people? That's just, I don't understand that. So I don't know. That would be a great show.
Let me ask you, when you say, because you're B1, but when you say you don't want to bring American ideas, American mindset, what does that mean?
That means the race. I don't want to treat them like they treated us. And a lot of times we'll go there and try to treat them. We'll bring our white supremacy ideologies there, and we want to treat them less than because they don't have as much money, or because they look at black people here in America as being rich, But I don't want to take my ideas there and treat them less than because I have more money than. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what black folk do. We tend to go somewhere and treat them the way they treated us. The way these white folk treated us, we'll treat our brothers over there. And I've seen that. And I'm like, no, that's not, that's what I'm talking about. When I went there, my mind was clear. It was open. I was willing to learn. I went there to heal. I went there to get my, to free my brain of some white folk shit. I wanted to get to the place where I'm not, having this racist mindset against my brothers. I wanted to understand. I wanted to talk about their history. I wanted to talk. And I'm telling you, they didn't know anything about the slavery we went through. They didn't know how we were treated. A lot of times they don't even know. And I asked them, why don't you know how white folk are? They love them some white people. And I said, why? But South Africa had more history that like ours. The apartheid. That was war. They just came out in 1960. So they still have that mindset, other apartheid, and white folks still have that white supremacy mindset. But a lot of times in Ghana and other countries, they didn't experience slavery. They didn't experience the apartheid. They have no idea how they treated us. Because I'm talking to them and I'm telling them about the alligator and all that. They was like, what? They didn't know anything about that. They didn't teach them that. That wasn't something they talked about. So they didn't know we were being treated bad over here. They thought we was over here being treated like good, like white folk. I said, no, honey. So as soon as you start talking to them about what you went through, then they're like, oh, wow. They don't understand how white, they didn't see it. They weren't taught that.
So are you saying that the majority countries in Africa were not colonized?
No. What I'm saying is they didn't understand how we were being treated here. They didn't understand as far as the slavery and they didn't understand that they were selling our babies to alligators. They didn't understand the hangings and stuff. This is stuff they only know now because of the YouTube. Okay. But they didn't know about us being hanged. They didn't know anything about how they was treating black folk. They thought we were being treated well here until now. Recently, you have the internet. So now we can come, we come and they seeing what happened to us. Now they're learning and seeing it. But before, they didn't know nothing about us being hanged and burned and alligators our babies being fed by alligators. They didn't know any of that. They didn't have any idea. They thought we came over here and we was living large. I'm like, no, we struggle just like y'all did. We have a little more money because of America, but we're not rich. We're not balling. Them white folk balling. Then we begin to talk about them, taking our land and take, the businesses and how we can't get bit. We begin to share all of that. They didn't understand that. Now they may know now, but a lot of them just didn't know that. It was no internet. We weren't sharing that type of information. So it's the mindset is totally different, and they're wanting us to come home. They'll tell you come home. They want you to come home. Then you may have some coons that be like, yeah, I need to stay over there, But as far as welcome you, they wouldn't have any problems with anybody saying go home or treating you bad. No. And I went to 5 different continents. I went to Kenya, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Rwanda. Rwanda talked a lot of French, so I didn't understand a lot of what they were saying, but I went to 5 different continents, and and it was and that was the point. I wanted to see. So now I'm getting ready to go back in November, and I'll probably be over there maybe 3 months or longer, because I'm going to travel to different continents. Just Ethiopia. I love Ethiopia. I want to get to Ethiopia. I've never been, but I do. That is on my list. I want to go to Ethiopia, Gambia, and some other places. But yeah, I get the Airbnbs. I don't live in a hotel. I go amongst the people. So I'm talking to the people. If you don't say nothing, you can walk around and they wouldn't even know that you're from America if you don't talk. You fit right in. So yeah.
Definitely. All right. We are over time, but we're going to go ahead and move to closing comments. I want to ask this that you address within your closing comments. At what year do you think that the end of America, the actual end, the actual government fall, boom, what year do you think that will be in? What year? And those in the chat too, what year do you think that the actual fall that is done, is dropped, his head is laying on the pavement and chopped off? What year do you think that will happen in? Looking forward to seeing everybody's response. All right, Sister Cassie. We got one already. Mayat says 3,500 or 5,000. I hope it's faster than that.
I really hope it's faster than that. I'm just saying. I think it started now. I think now this year we're getting ready to see some things, but I do believe we got a little more time, a little bit more time to experience. Because there's still some things that has to be done, that has to happen. But I do believe that we're going to be forced out of this country. I do believe that. Now, this is Cassie. This ain't, this is Cassie speaking. I do believe that we are going to be forced out of this country, and we're going to have to go back to Africa, because that is our land. And the ones that stay here, they're going to die because it's going to get really bad for Black people here in America. And I do believe that in order for Yah, or whatever you call him, the Most High or whatever, to deal with these crackers, he's going to have to separate us. And I do believe that if you stay, you're going to partake in a lot of their destruction, because you chose not to separate. And I do believe that is going to be real soon, within the next 5 years. But I don't know if, we're going to be, I don't know. I can't even speak for that, because it's so much, it's still stuff that needs to happen, because they still got to go in slavery. Understand the slavery that, and Joel 3 talks about that. The same slavery that we went through, they're going to go through. And it's going to be Russia and China that's going to take them through that type of slavery. So if you want to go back into slavery, then you stay here. If you want to say this is your land, then you stay here. I'm just saying. I don't believe this is my land. I believe that, and you know, I'm not going back and forth. If you say it's your land, then it's your land. But I do believe that if you stay here, you're going to die. Because, you know, in order for him to separate you, in order for him to whoop on them, he got to separate the wheat from the tares, right? So by you getting separated, that's how he gonna deal with them. But you don't want to be in the midst of them getting that whooping with them because you chose to stay here because this is your land.
Excellent, excellent. So again, the numbers we got 2030, 2025, in the next 10 to 15 years. So everybody is sensing that this is going to happen within our lifetime. Within our lifetime.
Oh yeah, I do believe that it's gonna be in our lifetime.
In our lifetime.
I do believe we gonna see it. I do believe that we are the generation that's gonna see it, and we're starting to see it even now, you guys. So just like the Civil War, I believe that we're gonna see that within the next 2 years. I do believe that, and that Civil War is gonna go more than 3 years. So I'm just saying. So if you can get out, just like and that's why my thing is my retirement. That's why I'm going there, because I don't want to go through a whole lot of rigmarole that we getting ready to see. I don't want to go through a civil war. I want to be over there where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that Africa's going to be a safe place for Black people. I believe that. That's how he's going to separate us so he can whoop up on them. He can't keep us here and whoop up on them and we still in the way. Because you got Black folk. Now you got some Black folk that's married to white folk. They're going to stay. So they're going to die. I'm telling you now, if you stay here, you're going to die. So I just don't believe that we're supposed to stay here. I believe that when he opens that door for opportunity, if you get reparations, I know people say, well, I can't go, I don't have any money. I believe that you can create your own businesses now, so you'll be able to take care of yourself. Because when you go to Africa, there's no jobs. You have to have your own business. And you can employ like a recruiting service. You can have laundromats. You can have Airbnbs. There's so many ways. But I don't believe that this is where we're supposed to be when he is chastising them. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying that's Cassie. Y'all can, whatever you feel is true for you and your family. But I believe for me and mine is not a miracle.
Yeah, definitely. But I think for all those because when we're looking at that, the God said that he would give us our land, right? He would give it to us. And
he called that the milk and honey.
Most of our people are not in a financial position that they can get up and flow to another country.
Right.
They're not in that position.
But you know what?
And I believe that we'll be here, but we will be separated when we stop and see the key is to be separate from where they are. Don't be living in white folks' neighborhood. Don't be out there. If you look and see where all the fires in California was going,
don't go there.
Destroying all them crackers up there. You got to separate yourself from them. Don't go to the places that they go. Don't go to the concerts and all this stuff, the country music and all of this that they go to. Because you're going to get it, because the shit don't come there. Yeah. And because you at the wrong place at the right time, you're going to get your ass whooped. It's just that simple. It's just that.
But you know what? Even with that, what you're saying, there's other places like Mexico. My daughter, she's back and forth Mexico. Okay. There's other places where we can go. I'm not saying everybody go to Africa. If you want to go to Panama, as long as you're not in America. That's what I'm saying. As long as you're not here. But there's other places that you can go. Honduras, you can go to Mexico, you can go to wherever, long as you're not in this country. Because as we know, this country is going to be destroyed, just like Jerusalem. People say, oh, that's your land. That land is going to be destroyed, people. I keep telling y'all, we have to understand the signs and understand where this thing is going for us to be in the right position. And if you need to do some fasting so you can hear, then I suggest you push away from the table so that you can open up your spiritual ears so that you can hear what it is and where it is you need to be.
Definitely.
But I'm not saying I believe that even with that, he's going to make a way for us to be able. I don't think he's going to destroy it without giving you an opportunity to leave. I do believe that because he said we're going to get reparations. He said that it's written. We're going to get it. Great wealth. He said they left with great wealth, right? That's true. Okay. So I do believe that if he's telling you to leave, he gives you an opportunity to get great wealth and you stay here. Is that his fault or yours that you thought this was your land and you go and buy a house in down there in South Carolina somewhere? I'm just saying, he blessed me with some money. You already know. You already know I'm on the next thing smoking. So I do believe that he's going to bless Black folk with the opportunity and the finances to go. He's not going to expect you to leave and not open that door for you. So just know when he opened that door, y'all sit here, you're in trouble. I'm just saying. But y'all do you, do you.
Definitely, but you better prepare one way or the other.
That's right. Absolutely.
You better prepare.
Absolutely. You better have that food. You better have that water. You better have that, you better prepare. You better stock up on food like never before. And it's not too late, you guys. I hope that's what you're doing. Because whether I'm here or not, we stopped. I'm just saying. I hope y'all stocking up on that water. Make sure you get them little sausages. You better get you some food. Have your little propane, have your charcoal grill, have you some tape, tape your windows up or whatever. Y'all just be ready. Board your windows up. You be ready. Just be prepared. Don't sit there and say God will make a way. He's making a way now. So don't sit there and be foolish and not do anything.
Definitely. And Sandra says that within the next 10 years, 2025 is a 9, which is completing, but the next year, 2026, is a 10, which represents the 1, standing with the 1. Great show. All right. Thank you, sister. Brother Isaiah, your closing comments. In what year do you believe the final death of America will happen?
Well, it's already on life support, economically speaking. It's been politically dead since the 60s when white Democrat, after the signing of the executive order giving black people, supposed to have given black people the right to vote and all that, which we already know that didn't happen. And they flooded over to the Republican Party, which has always been a black political party from the beginning. So what I'm saying is this year, as we talked about on the show, that America the corporation, it did. America the corporation only consists of DC and the territory. That's it. DC is dead. The Federal Reserve is dead. The IRS is dead. They even closed about 150 offices of the IRS. So with all that going on and what we've been talking about on the show today and previously, that America the Republic is here. It's just a matter of time before, like Sister Cassie said, I think you were talking about the United States giving reparations, or was it the fact that Burkina Faso is opening the door? Which one?
I believe that America's going to give us reparations. They're going to be forced to. It's almost like, Pharaoh, let my people go. Pharaoh, I do believe. He said we will leave with great substance. So I do believe that.
Yeah. So I believe that based on what I've seen and what I've heard, and the movement of the real tribe of Judah, we're going to see that in short order, that they're going to lay claim to the United States Supreme Court, the Portuguese Supreme Court, in every Supreme Court where we have been held hostage, lied to, fabricated on in regard to false history. And that will all come to the fore. Because at some point, Netanyahu and these fake Jews, they got to face the consequences. We do have uh, a culture, a language, a history, and so on and so forth. And that history is that of Judah. That can't be denied. And I'm here to tell you that is on the table. That is the agenda. And that movement is now, not tomorrow, not next week or next year or 10 years from now. It's now. And that roar of the Lion of Judah is getting louder and louder and louder. And white folks know who we are, and they know who they aren't. So I believe this year, going into next year and every year thereafter, will be the reckoning, so to speak, of our people and what that means, and the full uh, awakening of what our history of America and the world is. Trump just destroyed or gotten rid of the Department of Education because it's filled with a lot of cracks and holes and crevices that that is of no good. It's rotten to the core. How can you white folks do this and white folks do that, but niggas ain't doing nothing? Come on, man. That don't wash. And everybody knows, like I was showing on the show, that fake ass Ramses mummy is a fake one. So at some point, all hell, and it is happening, but it's going to be worse and worse for white folks. They're going to have to face the reality that they're not white, they're not Caucasian, they're not Aryan, Anglo-Saxon, or European. They've been lied to by Blumenbach and Meisner, who said on their deathbed that this shit that they done lied about, saying that niggas are one step up from the monkey, and we already know that's not true. Only white folks are like that. And Kayate, and the fact that it the truth is the motherfucker. It never hurt anyone. But if you've been involved in accepting lies and lies, you know how devastating that is to your self-esteem. White folks ain't got none. The only thing they can lay claim to are the four things that they brought to the table of humanity: death, destruction, disease, and despair, and depravity. The list goes on and on. And at some point, as they are finding out, because they done fucked around enough, they're finding out that black people are the mothers and fathers of every civilization and of humanity. You must bow down. You must bow down, white boy, white girl, and accept your role as being nothing. Because all of glory from the flower beds of Eve that you've been benefiting from, that our black ancestors did, should be falling upon the shoulders of her descendants. There's no way, no how, no nothing as to how and why we have not been the beneficiaries of our ancestors' greatness. But it's like I said on the show last night, that it's never tomorrow. Tomorrow ain't here yet. Yesterday is a canceled check. And so we might be in the present moment, because what we do in this moment will dictate what happens tomorrow. We can't sit on a by and by. We can't allow our forgetfulness or the lack of understanding to take us to a whole nother lower level of where we are. We are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Plain and simple. Don't make this shit hard. When you know your history, when you know the past, you can understand the present and predict the future. Plain old common sense. I'm not the most intelligent person here in the chat or on the show, but I can guarantee you, motherfucker, I'm not the dumbest motherfucker. I take pride. I take pride, bro. I take pride in having great common sense. And if you can ever find another motherfucker got more common sense than me, please let me know. Because I want to be way ahead of that motherfucker, man or woman. Because there ain't no white motherfucker got more common sense than me. I got great common sense because I have dignity, I have integrity, I have honor, I practice honesty, I practice kindness, and these are the very elements amongst others of God because I walk with God every motherfucking day. When I get up in the morning, I bless my feet, I bless my ass, I bless my heart, my soul, my mind, my spirit, because that's God, man. You know, and when your mind is thinking and vibrating at a positive frequency, and your voice, your words are at the same frequency, and your actions are at the same frequency, now you're operating at the God level. You can manifest whatever you want in existence. And the perfect example of that is Sister Cassie in her book, A Mother's Love. She was talking about this house she saw. She stayed focused and prayed up. She did not stray away from where she wanted to be and how she wanted to get it. And you know what? The universe brought it to her. Ain't that right, Sister Cass? So you gotta understand what our ancestors understood. We are the very essence of the black. We are the very essence of the black universe. Excuse me, hidden, filtered down in human form. There, that is the connection. That melanin is a motherfucker. Cause nobody can get that and do that but us. And if you look throughout YouTube, you'll find and book and look for Black Israelites. I forget the name of the channel, but it just look for it and you'll find it, and it'll tell you, and especially Benaiah Israel, Ben Benaiah Ayah Israel, like the country. That brother, man, he is on his shit. And that's what we need. We don't need to keep fighting and falling for the dumb shit that white folks like to do and blowing smoke up our ass. That's all what it is, because after you pull back the curtain and find this bitch of a man or woman, I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry, Mama. These are white folks now. They know who you are. They just playing the Wizard of Oz game. And you niggas are just going with it. It look like you just can't help it. You just gotta go along with to get along and try to deal with these motherfuckers. And to be honest, what Sister Kathy and I and everybody on this show have been talking about, leave white folks alone. Don't give them no more oxygen to breathe. They need us. We don't need them motherfuckers at all. And they are here by a mistake. They're not supposed to be here. But the good Lord, Hashem, Allah, or whatever name you want to go by, still the same one, brought them into our presence to teach us a lesson. That's it. And that lesson has been learned now. This is the third time that we have civilized these motherfuckers. And like in baseball, 3 strikes you out. And therefore, and finally, I can say, fuck all white folks. I'll throw it back at you, bro.
All right, thanks, big bro. I want to thank everybody in our audience for coming out, and thank our panel members as well for being on the program, giving up their energy, love, and life to educate and help improve our people. One thing is this: even in the international world, there's news and reports about Trump having some mysterious illness, something with the patches on his hands. And so it's big enough to be on international news where they're discussing it. trust and believe there's things that's going on around here that are being discussed about the health and protection of Trump. And if Trump dies while in office, you can best believe it's going to be hotter than hot right here in old good old America. And so we have to be prepared. We have to be ready. There are so many different forces. Brother Isaiah, mute your mic. There are so many different forces that are, on the lip, ready to attack. You got the cartels ready to do their thing, and listening to the migrant czar, Tom Holdman, it's coming. It's coming. We better be ready. We better be prepared, because the fight is coming here, and it's coming real, and there will be no hiding place. There will be no hiding place. You better get yourself together. You better get your mind right and be prepared to do what need to be done, because it's coming. Trump to them is like their God. Even though he's sacking a lot of them, that's still their God. And they holding on to him with their very fiber of their being. So we got to get ready, and get ready mentally, physically, spiritually, for what is to come. Love y'all. And as we always say,
you kill a nigga and you, and I'll kill a nigga and me, and our God shall reign supreme. We are Black first, today, tomorrow, and forever. And always remember, my family, for the next 24/7, 365, baby, stay black and fuck all white folks.
Peace, family.
peace and blessings.
Y'all. Get ready. You better have Jesus on that team, son.
Well, when I whip that ass, make sure you come down.
We can talk all that smack right now, but when we get out on that field, it's over with, baby. It's over with. I'm gonna bury who you got, the Steelers? Man, you better try. You what?
Never had a losing season, bro. And we gonna whoop that ass.
I got the Chicago Bears. I got the Chicago Bears.
So you better get the message and get it straight. You're gonna need some bridge work. It's simple as that. Because we're living in Georgia. We're living in implementation.